streaming this event. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the latest edition here from Rebels Radio. We're bringing you all of the action here tonight from this Evo Stick Southern Premier League game between Slough Town and tonight's visitors are Redditch United. Slough, whose form of 10 unbeaten games was ended on Saturday with that 3-0 defeat to Tiverton. Tiverton becoming only the second side in the league so far this season to stop Slough from scoring, and Slough turn their attentions to Redditch United, a side that they have beaten twice away at Redditch in the last two seasons 4-1. But unfortunately, in the three games that Slough played at home, one here at Arbor Park, two at Beaconsfield, Slough have yet to win against Redditch United, so it should be an entertaining game. My name is Aidan. You can join us and contact us via the internet. It's on Twitter. It's at MyFC Rebels Radio. Or if you are listening via the YouTube, you should find there's a little bit of a thing called comments. It comes through and there's like a little general live chat room that you can all go on. And I'll try to give you some shout outs throughout the game. Doesn't matter whether you're a Slough Town fan or a Redditch fan or just someone who just happens to have tuned in by mistake thinking that you were going to get something decent. We'll give you all of the action live. We'll run through the other games in the Southern Premier League night as well. We'll give you the two teams as well. Just a couple of things for you, just up and coming games for the Rebels. Slough will be at home again on Saturday the 10th of February, where they will be home to Banbury United. There's a 3 o'clock kickoff. And then the next game on that is Tuesday, away on the 13th of February. Slough will be away to Biggleswade Town. There should be a supporters coach game, but those details will not be confirmed until after tonight's game between Biggleswade United and Biggleswade FC. Then after that, Slough will move away again to Kings Langley on Saturday the 17th of February, and that game is a 3 o'clock kickoff. So those are what's coming up for the Rebels this coming games. We've got a couple of games in the Southern Premier League for you this evening. Banbury United versus Basingstoke, Gosport versus Kings Lynn, and Hereford versus Bishop Stortford. Those are your other games in the Evo Stick Southern Premier League tonight. So Slough will be looking to try to do better than they did on Saturday, where they suffered that 3-0 defeat, 3 second half goals against Tiverton. Good evening to Rebel, who says, hope you're feeling better today. I am feeling a bit better. I've still got a bad cough and sore throat, so it may get a bit creaky sometime during the commentary, but thank you very much for getting into contact. And we'll give you all of the action. We'll give you those teams in a second. And like I say, if you do want to get in contact, you can contact us either on Twitter at MyFC Rebels Radio, or it's on the YouTube chat. A big thank you again to our sponsors, who are myfootballclub.co.uk. You can actually find them on the Pachero site. It's My Football Club, the online football community. They are joint sponsors along with the Slough Town Supporters Trust. And our continued thanks to both of those entities for their continued help in bringing you Gavin James. Your referee this evening is Mr. Mike Smith. Not any famous Mike Smith, just a normal Mike Smith. And his two assistants are Stuart Beekman and Stuart Smith. So there you go. Those are your teams. I will run through them again just before kick-off as well. And we will give you all of the details. Some news here from Rob Stevens. It says transfers in and out of the club are expected to be announced after the Banbury game on Saturday. So there'll be a couple of changes by the sounds of it to the team squad. But there you go. Chris Flood is injured. He's got a cut head, so he had 8 stitches on Saturday after an innocuous clash of heads on Saturday's game, and he had to go to hospital. He's had 8 stitches. He's not available tonight. Simon Dunn still not fit, and Alan Zind was injured on Saturday and not declared match fit. We are experiencing a few problems with your buffering at the moment, so just bear with me while I do attempt to sort those out. Just going to try and see if we can sort that out quickly for you. Let's just bear with me for a second. Okay, just going to give it a bit of a kick. just bear with me. I'm just going to try and give that a little kick. So you might get a bit of buffering here at the moment. We've had a few problems here at Arbor Park recently, but hopefully that will be a little bit better. We're giving it a bit of a kick to see if we can get that going. There you go. So hopefully that will be a little bit better for you. So there you go. We'll run through those two sides for you, and we will keep you up to date with the other games in the Southern Premier League as well. So I know some of you are having a bit of a few problems. I'm just going to try and see if I can sort this buffering out that we've got at the moment. Just a bit of poor internet signals at the moment. I'm just going to try and sort that out for you quickly. And there you go. So hopefully we're back on. So please do apologise. I do still have a bit of a cold at the moment, so a little bit of coughing going on. Just bear with me a second. Apologies there, just having a quick drink of water while my throat is a bit sore. We're a couple of minutes away from kick-off. I'll run through the two sides for you again in a second. And like I say, if you do want to get in contact with us, you can do so on Twitter. It's at MyFC or Rebels Radio. Or if you want to, you can do it on the chat bit on the, what do you call it? The YouTube thingamajiggy. We'll get there in the end, but that YouTube thing that you're listening on, that's the way through, and you can chat at the moment. I think Mr. Rebel is on his own at the moment, but I'm sure some of you will join in a little bit later. So there you go. We'll just keep everything going. We'll run through those two sides for you again, and starting with the opposition, Redditch United. In goal is Ethan Ross. 2 is Keenar Rosser. 3 is Jordan Mills. 4 is Danny Jackman, who's the captain. 5 is Marcel Simpson. 6 is James Mutton. 7 Tristan Dinkley. 8 Ashley Salmons. 9 Stuart Fleetwood. 10 Adam Davey. And 11 is Adam Page. The starting 11 for the Rebels this evening is Jack Turner in goal. 2 is Josh Jackman. 3 George Wells. 4 Guy Hollis. 5 is the captain Mark Nisbet. 6 is Lee Togwell. 7 James Dobson. 8 Sean Fraser. 9 Manny Williams. 10 is Ben Harris. And 11 is Warren Harris. Those are your starting 11. Slough are in their usual amber and blue, and Redditch United are in red shirts with a black stripe, black shorts and red socks. And if you're ticking off your goalkeeping colours, Jack Turner is in all white apart from blue sleeves, and Ethan Ross is all in purple. So there you go, those are your two goalkeepers' uniforms. As some of you like to and note what colours they are, and we are just waiting for the referee just to run through a few last minute things with his assistant referees here this evening. And it's Mr. Mike Smith is your referee, Stuart Beekman and Stuart Smith are your assistant referees this evening. So just a reminder, of course, that we do have highlights of the game being filmed here by our friends at FC Video, and goal clips will be available sometime later on this evening with the highlights package, I should say. I'm just having a look at someone's having their shorts cut. Some running repairs on Sean Fraser's shorts there. There you go. Yes, there will be filmed highlight clips available from our friends at FC Video sometime in the next couple of days, and we'll keep you up to date with the other games in the Evostic Southern Premier League, which is Banbury versus Basingstoke, Gosport versus Kings Lynn, and Hereford versus Bishop Stortford. And the two sides are out. We are just waiting for the referee to get everything going. It's Redditch United with the kick-off. They will be shooting from left to right for this first half. We are just waiting for the referee just to get everyone going. You're still waiting? Everyone's ready apart from the referee here. Oh, the linesman here is not in the right position. There you go. That's why. And we will eventually get going. Hopefully the referee will get it going. Come on, Rev, get on with it. It's cold. And it is Redditch United with the ball. Play it here to Ashley Salmons. Salmons plays it out on the far hand side to Mills. Mills with the ball down the line, and it's hooked away well by Fraser, looking for Ben Harris. Ben Harris's little header finds Manny Williams, and his ball immediately finds James Dobson. He's got George Wills on the overlap. It's a little bit tight for him, but Wells tries to get there first, and in fact it's Tristan Dunkley that comes across and stops the ball. It goes out for a throw. The corner flag has just come out, so a little stoppage in play while we put the corner flag back in, but it's a throw to the Rebels right by the corner flag, and Slough have the chance to put the ball into the box. They're going to leave it for Guy Hollis to take the throw. Slough fans in good voice behind the goal already this evening, and it is Guy Hollis that comes forward to take this long throw into the box for the Rebels. Just arching his back, a couple of yards away from that corner flag. Long ball into the box. It's gone all the way through. Headed away, comes through, and it's hooked clear in the end by Mills. Comes out only as far as Wells. Wells takes it down on his chest, turns, cuts back inside, and then crosses with his right foot on the far hand side, looking for Warren Harris. Warren Harris heads it back in towards Ben Harris. Hooked away from Dobson, comes back out here to Warren Harris. Harris with a chance to cross the ball. Looking for Nisbet. Nisbet tries to chest the ball in. It's hooked clear in the end there by Page. Ball comes through here, and Fraser gets a little push in the back, but it's come through to excuse me, Davey, and Davies beaten off the ball by Hollis, and it's cleared by Turner and goes straight out of play for a throw to Redditch United right by their away dugout, which is about 15 yards inside their own half. It will be the left back Mills that comes across to take this throw for Redditch, just trying to get some distance on his throw, looking for Fleetwood. Fleetwood can't keep the ball in, and Wells has played it out, and Fleetwood trying to look for a quick throw, but in the end finds Salmons. Salmons with the ball, hits it straight at Togwell, and Togwell clears the ball down the line, looking for the run of Ben Harris. Ben Harris gets his body in front there, goes down, looking for a free kick. He's not going to get that, and the ball rolls safely through to the Redditch United goalkeeper, Ethan Ross, and he easily picks that ball up there, and Manny Williams goes to close him down as Ross takes this long kick. It's headed by Dobson, but headed in the wrong direction, and a further header by Hollis, and the ball bouncing around. Warren Harris wins the header, and it hits Ashley Salmons, and he's played out here to Mills. Mills with a chipped ball forwards, looking for the run of Tristan Dunkley there, but it's gone out of play, and it's a throw to the Rebels deep inside their own half. Good afternoon to Baby Boy and Stephen Roach, who are listening, as the throw comes in from Wells, and it's all the way here towards Nisbet. Nisbet leaves it for Wells. People are just walking in front, so I can't see what's going on. Ball breaks here on the far hand side to Mills. Mills turns and plays it in towards Salmons. Salmons with a little ball outside, finding Mutton. The ball played down the field here, looking for the run of Adam Page, and it's defended well by Josh Jackman down that near hand side, and it's the first corner of the game, and it goes to Redditch United. And it will be Ashley Salmons who goes across to take this corner for Redditch. Early days here at Arbor Park, still 0-0, but we'll keep you up to date with goals from the other games in the Southern Premier League. As this corner comes through, it goes all the way through though to Jack Turner, who looks to try and take it quickly, but Davey stands in his way, but in the end he does clear the ball. And it's looking for Ben Harris. Ben Harris beaten to the ball by Rosser. Ball comes into the centre to Fraser. Fraser's ball is poor and picked up, but Fraser does well to win the ball back for Slough and finds Manny Williams. Back out here towards Fraser. Fraser finds Warren Harris. Harris takes it in his stride and runs down the right hand side. Crosses first time, and it's played out by Mutton for a corner to the Rebels. And a good break there by Slough. And their first corner of the game. James Dobson goes across to take this one, be an in-swinging corner for Slough, and they'll just wait for Nisbet and Hollis to go forwards, and they'll just wait for a bit of movement from the Slough players before this corner comes in. It's whipped in by Dobson, and it's a free header by Nisbet, goes to the back post. Williams tries to keep it in, ball still bouncing around, and then it still comes through here, and in the end it's Fleetwood who clears well and plays it off Togwell, but the ball just flicked on by Nisbet. They found Manny Williams at the back post, couple of Redditch United players in his way as he tried to turn and play it in. His shot was blocked, and in the end Stuart Fleetwood plays it off Lee Togwell, and it's out for a goal kick for Redditch United. And Ross just being pressurised by the Slough fans. Ball comes through. It's a free header for Togwell, who finds Manny Williams. Williams ball inside, finds Ben Harris. Ben Harris gets caught, but the referee says play on, and it's played out here towards Josh Chapman. Chapman finding Warren Harris. Harris back to Josh Chapman, in towards Fraser. Fraser's ball trying to find Manny Williams. Oh, Williams just trying to flick the ball on, but plays it a little bit too high. And it's one back here by Ashley Salmons. And Salmon's ball is cut out well by Josh Chapman, and Chapman goes past a couple of players running with the ball. Hits it straight at Manny Williams, and Tristan Dunkley comes across. And on the far hand side, it's Marcel Simpson who manages to shield the ball out of play. Last touch comes off Josh Chapman, and it's a throw to Redditch United, halfway inside their own half. Almost coming up to 6 minutes gone here. Slough 0, Redditch United 0. And as I say, Slough have not beaten Redditch United at home in the 3 previous meetings, although Slough have won the last 2 away at Redditch, and they've won those 4-1. And don't forget, Redditch do play on a 4G pitch as well. Ross with this free kick, aimed long into the Slough box, headed away on the 18-yard line by Nisbet. Comes out here towards Chapman. Chapman's touch inside, trying to find Page, but it's been played through by Slough and all the way through to Josh Chapman. Ben Harris flicks the ball on well into the path of James Dobson. Now Dobson's got a bit of space to run into here. Cuts inside and then chips it with the outside of his foot. That's a poor ball by Dobson there. But some good covering by Kino Rossa, the right back for Redditch United, who did well to come back and cover the run of James Dobson there. But the throw comes in on the far hand side by Redditch, flicked on by Sean Fraser. Ben Harris looking for another free kick, doesn't get it, and the ball is played forwards, but Wells is there for Slough to head back towards his goalkeeper Turner, and Turner takes it on his feet just a couple of yards outside, plays a long ball through, and that's going to go all the way through to Ross in the Redditch United goal. And it's Ross just plays the ball a couple of feet outside of his box and plays it forward, looking for Fleetwood. Fleetwood trying to flick it on towards Davey. Hollis comes across and wins a free kick by a foul by Stuart Fleetwood there, and it's a free kick to the Rebels, and it's about halfway inside their own half. So strong ball here by Turner, flicked on by Dobson, but it's one back by Salmons towards Dinkley. Dinkley's ball will find Stuart Fleetwood. Fleetwood with a lovely pass inside to the right back. Almost played through there by Rosser, but well cut out by George Wells. It was a good ball there. And Wells' ball takes a deflection off Salmons, and it's given away to Ben Harris. Ben Harris 1-on-1 with a goal. He goes round and scores for the Rebels. A mistake there by James Mutton, who didn't see Ben Harris ghosting in on the back there. And Ben Harris scores his 3rd goal for the Rebels since joining. And it's a simple ball. He's given away by Mutton. It doesn't see Ben Harris coming in on his blind side. He's just got the goalkeeper to beat. Pulls him one way. And then as Ethan Ross at full stretch, Ben Harris puts it into the empty net to give Slough the lead on 8 minutes. Slough 1, Redditch United 0. And Slough will be glad of the early goal, but previous games in the last few weeks, they've not capitalised on their early possession. I can tell you it's Gosport 0, Kings Lynn 1. That goal coming on 5 minutes. So goals galore in the Evo 6-7 Premier for the top teams, and Redditch United have the ball here, played in towards Salmons. Salmons turns, but plays the ball only as far as Sean Fraser. Fraser comes travelling 10-15 yards with the ball. Back here towards Warren Harris, towards Josh Chapman. Chapman chipping the ball, looking for the run of either of the two Harrises, but it goes through to Ross in the Redditch United goal. And he's going to look to try and play the ball long down the field. And his kick is poor, but it does manage to find Page on the far hand side. Page under pressure finds Mills. Mills with the ball down the line, looking for the run of Adam Davey, but it's got too much on it. It's out of play for a Slough throw halfway inside their own half. And it's a quick throw taken by Hollis towards Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And Turner has the ball at his feet outside of his penalty area down the side, and immediately plays a long ball here looking for Dobson. Dobson's got 2 people on him, but manages to flick the ball on into the path of Manny Williams. Manny Williams turns and faces ball, and it's played across the goal by James Dobson. That is a fantastic ball. sliding into the back post was Ben Harris. He just couldn't get to it, and James Dobson's cross was just the wrong side of the post for the Rebels, and it goes out for a goal kick. And Slough just attacking well. Good play by Dobson, flicking winning the first header, then running on and getting the ball. Good cross by him, beat Ross, but unfortunately Ben Harris couldn't stretch at the far post, and it's gone out of play. And it remains Slough 1, Redditch United 0. And Slough again got to make these early chances count. That's what they haven't done for a while in the last few games. And a long ball here by Ross, flicked on by Stuart Fleetwood, hits him on the hand, but the referee says it was accidental, and Slough win the ball back here with Togwell. Togwell's ball finds George Wells 10 yards inside his own half, plays the ball quickly on the far hand side looking for Warren Harris. Harris has to come deep to pick the ball up, and then finds Fraser. Fraser's ball finds Josh Chapman, and Chapman under pressure plays the ball back to Hollis, and Hollis goes all the way back towards his goalkeeper, and Turner under pressure from Adam Davey manages to clear the ball long, and it's flicked on well by Warren Harris. He gets a chance of a second win, but Simpson's in the way there. But Slough win the ball back here, and it's come through to Ben Harris. Ben Harris trying to feed it to Dobson on this left-hand side. Dobson cuts inside, still with the ball at his feet. On his right foot, shoots. It hits Tristan Dunkley. It's blocked, and on the far-hand side, Page will keep the ball from going out for a throw, and can travel with the ball, playing it down the field, looking for Stuart Fleetwood, but it's cut out well by Guy Hollis, and then Hollis plays the ball in here to Togwell. Togwell finds George Wells. George Wells got acres of space in front of him and finds Manny Williams, who's popped up on the left hand side. Manny Williams cuts inside, running with the ball, gives the ball away to Salmons, and Salmons under pressure from Manny Williams finds Tristan Dinkley. Dinkley turns under pressure again from Manny Williams. Ben Harris slides in with a tackle, and it doesn't break kindly for Slough. It falls to the feet of Danny Jackman, the Redditch United captain, and he spreads it on the far hand side looking for Mills. Mills under pressure, back towards Chapman. Chapman's ball in, looking for Davey. Davey does well under the pressure and wins the ball for Redditch United. Plays it back towards Salmons, and Salmons plays it across to Mutton, and Mutton to Marcel. Redditch with a bit of spell of pressure here, but they've given the ball away. But it's won back again by Danny Chapman, who's managed to find Page. Page's ball is just a little bit too far in front, and this bit gets inside, but it's cut out well. And it's played quickly by Salmons into the path of Tristan Dinkley. Dinkley runs straight into George Wells. It's a free kick for Redditch United. Not a lot that George Wells could do about that. But it is a free kick to Redditch United. It's around about 30 yards away from the Slough goal. And it looks like Salmons... Actually, I was going to say, it's not there from the Redditch players, but Salmons will take this free kick. And Slough with some defending to do as both Simpson and Mutton go forwards for this free kick, and Salmons drills it in with a bit of pace. It goes over everyone, hooked clear at the far post by Guy Hollis, flicked on by Ben Harris. Ben Harris has been adjudged to have been fouled by Jackman, and unfortunately that was poor refereeing there, because Warren Harris had won the flick on there and had burst past two defenders, but the referee had called it back for a free kick. It's a free kick to the Rebels, which Turner takes quickly on this far hand side, looking for Dobson. Dinkley comes across and heads the ball, and Dobson will just see the ball out of play for a throw. And it's a throw that's now going to take quickly with Dobson, finding George Wells. Wells under pressure from Stuart Fleetwood, plays a nice little dink ball in here towards Manny Williams. Manny Williams under pressure finds Sean Fraser. Fraser with a cut ball. He's trying to find Warren Harris there, but the ball was a little bit behind Warren Harris and a bit too far in front of Josh Chapman, and rolls out of play for a throw to Redditch on the far hand side, which Mills will take. And he tries to get some distance on it. Won by Jackman, but only as far as Salmons. Salmons flicks it over his head, looking for Fleetwood. Fleetwood eases the ball there and wins a free kick for a foul by Guy Hollis. And it's a free kick to Redditch United. It's a couple of yards inside the Slough half. And Stuart Fleetwood just injured here at the moment. Doesn't look like the physio's coming on, so it looks like he's going to be okay. He's just slowly getting to his feet. I think he just ran into Guy Hollis and went down a little bit there, but he seems to be okay. He's just getting back to his feet now. And it will be the left back Mills who will take this free kick for Redditch United. I guess say a couple of yards inside the Slough half. Every Slough player behind the ball here and inside the Slough half as Mills just chips it into this cold night air. Underneath it is Nisbet. The ball comes out here towards Fraser. Fraser's under pressure and loses out to Dinkley. Dinkley trying to turn, hits Sean Fraser on the hand, and the referee says that that's a free kick. And this is a free kick in a good position for Redditch United. It's around about 25 yards out. And it's level with your, if you were the goalkeeper in goal, it's level with your left-hand post. And there are 3 players standing over this free kick for Redditch United. Jackman, Dinkley and Salmon standing over it. Slough with a 4-man wall. It's exactly 27 yards away from goal because Slough's wall is about a yard inside the 18-yard box. And the referee just standing there. Stuart Fleetwood standing in a offside position, just trying to put the goalkeeper off here. But so we wait for this free kick to come in. No one's taken it yet. It comes through to Dinkley, who takes it. Unfortunately, he clears the crossbar with ease, and it's out for a goal kick to the Rebels. Coming up to 16 minutes gone here. It's Slough 1, Redditch United 0. And it's a goal kick to Slough, which Jack Turner will take. It's just organising it. So everyone's onto one half of the pitch here. They're all on the right-hand half. And Turner gets it back underway with this long kick here, but it'll be a free header here for Mutton, who manages to find Fleetwood. Fleetwood with a lovely pass inside to Salmon. Salmon chips the ball straight on, and Fleetwood's onto this one down the right-hand side. Nisbet comes across to check his run and plays it straight at Nisbet, and then Dobson helping out, comes back and clears the ball down the line. Only as far as Salmon's, and Salmon plays it in here, but it's just gone out of play, and it's a throw to Slough. And Slough just was standing in a little bit of pressure. It's a throw here to them. Level with their 18-yard box. George Bells is the player that comes across to take this throw for Slough. And he throws it all the way back towards the goalkeeper. And it's a long kick here by Turner. Flicked on well by Williams. And Ben Harris chases his own flick on, but goes down with... he's got no one near him, but Ben Harris has gone down. And it's his... Looks like it's his hamstring that's gone. He immediately stopped and went down on the ground. And Ben Harris is being treated here, and it looks like his hamstring has... he's tweaked his hamstring. That was immediately what he was holding as he went down. And he was chasing his own headed flick on there, but... he's just receiving some treatment. Let's just have a look at some of the other scores for you. Kings Lynn have gone 2-0 up away to Gosport. So it's Gosport 0, Kings Lynn 2. There are a few, looks like County Cups and also League Cup games going on as well. It's Hereford 0, Bishop Stortford 0. And just going to see if we can find you a couple of other scores while we're just waiting for this. It looks like there'll be an immediate substitution for the Rebels. And yeah, I don't think that Ben Harris is going to continue here. And it looks as though the first substitution of this evening yeah, Ben Harris is just going down. I think they're just going to take the Ben Harris tried to go off on his own accord there, but he's just gone back down, and I think he's going to be taken off. He will be replaced by Gavin James, and that will be Gavin's 50th appearance. That will be Gavin James' 50th appearance for the Rebels when he comes on. And Ben Harris still just getting some treatment here. He's unable to make his own way off, and I think we're just going to wait for him to be carried off before the game gets... back underway. And like I say, there is a League Cup which has got a really strange name to it, so I'm not going to read it out because I always keep getting it wrong, but it's in the quarter-final stage, and Hayes and Yedding are leading Marlow 1-0. And Ben Harris does slowly come off, and it will be Gavin James that comes on. This substitution on 20 minutes, so the goal scorer comes off. And that looks like it could be a nasty injury there. He's having real trouble making his way back to the dugout here is Ben Harris. And he's getting a... And Gavin James coming on here. Ben Harris just making his way. Getting a good round of applause as Ben Harris comes past. And Gavin James will go up to partner Manny Williams up front. The game will restart with a throw here for Redditch United. Level with their 18-yard box. It will be taken by Rosser, headed away well by Wells. But Salmons is there first. And then his ball is too much on it. And he goes all the way through. And Ben Harris just being helped straight to the dressing room here. Ball headed away well by Mills, but only as far as Jackman. Jackman finds Warren Harris. It's easy to say, just say there's one Harris on the pitch now. So if I say Harris, you know it's Warren Harris. Ball with Mills, manages to find Page. Page though runs into a little bit of trouble, plays it off a Slough Town player. And it's out for a throw to Redditch United, halfway inside their own half, and it'll be taken by Jordan Mills on the left back position. Mills just waiting for a bit of movement from his players. The ball's been played for. It's headed away though by Jackman. Comes and finds Gavin James. His first touch on his 50th appearance for the Rebels. Finds Warren Harris. Harris crosses first time. Oh, and then Mutton heads the ball away. Only as far as the edge of the box. It comes through to Togwell. Togwell finds Dobson, who's on the edge. Tries to get it onto his left foot. Gets onto his left foot. It's blocked. Gets a second chance, and it takes a deflection off Mutton and goes out for a corner to the Rebels. And Slough with that good chance there. But some good defending by Redditch United. James Mutton, who made the mistake for the first goal, has defended well here, and it's a corner on the far hand side. Again, Dobson goes across to take it in, swinging corner for Slough. And Dobson just waiting for the referee just to let it play. Ball comes in from Dobson, goes to the far post, and it's all the way through to Nisbet. He hits it and forces a fantastic save at his near post from the goalkeeper Ethan Ross, who got down really low. Nisbet freely unmarked at that back post, hit it on the volley first time, side-footed it, but it produced a smart save from the Redditch United goalkeeper, who did really well to get right down into the body. It was right by that bottom of the post there, and it's a corner here to Slough, which Dobson has come across to take. So it's an out-swinging corner now for the Rebels, and it's whipped into the box, headed away by Mount. Oh, comes through to Williams, who just takes a heavy touchdown. It's being brought out here by Fleetwood. Fleetwood running with the ball, 30-40 yards. Still going, gets to the halfway line, still going through. Keeps running with it. Oh, he's just played the ball poorly, but it's come through here towards Davey. Davey then finds Salmon. Salmon's inside to Chapman. Chapman, under pressure from two Slough players, manages to find Mills in the left back position. He's brought forwards. Flicked on by Salmon. Looking for the forward run of Mills, but Chapman comes across for Slough and plays it down the line, but it's gone straight out of play for a throw to Redditch United, level with the Slough Town 18-yard box. But a good run there by Stuart Fleetwood. Good 60-70 yard run there that he made. But it's a throw on the far hand side. Mills is looking for a bit of movement to take this throw. Still hasn't taken it. Trying to find Fleetwood. Fleetwood up against Jackman in the corner. Fleetwood turns. Tries to get goal side, but Jackman's there. And Jackman plays it out of play for a throw right by the corner flag. Taken quickly by Mills. Finding Page. Page trying to find Mills. Mills does really well to keep the ball in. It's played in quickly by Page, and it comes off the head of Dinkley into the arms of Jack Turner in the Slough goal, who immediately tries to get Slough on the attack quickly. He's finding Warren Harris. Harris does well to win the header, but Simpson gets his body in there, and then flicked on well by Mills, but only as far as Harris. Harris with a little flick in here towards Togwell. Togwell finds Fraser. Fraser just a tiny little ball out here towards Jackman. Jackman with the ball in, looking for Manny Williams. Williams takes it, played it off him though, finds Fraser. Fraser with the ball towards Warren Harris, in towards Gavin James. Gavin James turns, played it in, looking for the run of Warren Harris. He gets behind, plays it in to Dobson! And it's 2 to the Rebels! Great play down that far hand side between Gavin James and Warren Harris. Harris played the ball in, and he played it behind the onrushing Redditch United player, and it fell to Dobson, and Dobson with his right foot fires it into the net, and Slough take a 2-0 lead here on 24 minutes. Goal coming from James Dobson. And Slough deserved that second goal. They've been playing some good football here, and just Dobson getting some good playing, gets a goal for the reward for his hard work down his left hand side, and we'll forgive him the fact that he's wearing gloves, because it is a bitterly cold night here at Arbour Park. Redditch with the kick-off, taken by Fleetwood, finding Jackman in towards Mills, plays it back towards Jackman. Jackman under pressure though from Sean Fraser, has to go all the way back to Mutton. Mutton just lets the ball run across and plays the ball down the field, looking for Fleetwood. Fleetwood holds the ball up well, and then hits it straight at Togwell. Togwell plays it out, and Fraser comes in to win the ball, but it's won back by Fleetwood into the path of Salmon. Salmon finds Jackman, and Jackman finds the on-rushing Mills. Mills brings the ball forward, 15 yards, plays it down the left-hand side, looking for Page. Page crosses first time, great defensive header by Nisbet. Ball still bouncing around, hits Davey on the thigh, and hooked clear by Guy Hollis, and out for a throw to Redditch, 20 yards from the Slough goal. Mills goes across to take this throw and finds Jackman. Jackman immediately under pressure from Togwell, but gets the ball out here towards Mills, and Mills trying to find a bit of space, runs straight into Togwell, and Togwell wins the ball back here for Slough, finds Warren Harris. Harris with a chip ball towards William, takes it on his chest, but loses the ball to Mills. Mills finds Salmon. Salmon's with a nice ball in toward Dinkley. Dinkley with a bit of space to turn. Look. And on this near-hand side, he's got Ross, who tries to the hard ball, and it's won back by Fraser, and then hooked clear by Wells. Wells got caught by Dinkley, but headed on here by Warren Harris to find Manny Williams. Williams trying to hold the ball up. Slough looking for a foul, but the ball's been won back here with Page. Page plays it out here towards Jackman. Ball's been played out by Guy Hollis. It's out for a throw to Redditch United, taken quickly by Fleetwood, who finds Jackman. Jackman plays the ball back in here towards Fleetwood. Fleetwood cuts back inside, finds Mills. Mills just inside his own Slough half, so he plays in towards Fleetwood, who's playing a little bit deeper here for Redditch United, and they most probably want. They would much want him a bit further forwards. Ball played in towards Simpson, goes across his 18-yard box towards Mutton, and Mutton will play it back towards the goalkeeper Ross. And Ross, under pressure from Gavin James, plays the ball down the field. Fleetwood does well, flicks the ball on. Davey can't get there. It's headed away by Nisbet, and then Page heads it back towards Fleetwood. And good spell of pressure here by Redditch towards Jackman. Jackman's ball, it almost broke for Page there, but it just had a little bit too much on it. And Jack Turner in the Slough goal managed to get to the ball first and just slowly calms the game down. And we'll give you the latest scores from the Southern Premier League for you. As Jack Turner has the ball in his hand. Long kick by him, flicked on well by William, trying to find the run of Gavin James. Mutton comes across and clears. Jackman keeps it in for Slough and then finds Togwell. Togwell finding Warren Harris. Ball kept in and finds Gavin James. Gavin James chips the ball looking for Warren Harris. He's getting a bit of joy down this right hand side. Warren Harris crosses first time. Headed away by Dinkley. Ball still bouncing around in the box. Floats around and it's hooked clear by Dinkley again in the end. And I thought Dinkley was fouled, but the referee says play on. Ball breaks here though towards Togwell. Togwell finds Fraser. Fraser pushes it to the left-hand side, where he finds George Wells. Wells with the ball inside towards Gavin James. Gavin James on the edge of the box, turns, holds it up really well, finds Dobson. Dobson crosses first time. Great cross. Oh, and it's a fantastic save by the goalkeeper Ross. The ball played in by Dobson, and George Wells, and the left back of all people, gets on the end of it, toe pokes the ball, but it forces another good save from the Redditch United goalkeeper. And it's still Slough 2, Redditch 0, and Ethan Ross is keeping the score down here for Redditch United. Ball played in towards Fleetwood, holds the ball up well and finds Salmon. Salmon's under pressure, turns, plays the ball here towards Jackman inside the centre circle of the Slough half. Plays it back here to Rosser, the right back, in towards Dinkley. Dinkley gets a little push off the ball, and the ball's run back by Wells. Wells in towards Togwell. Togwell releases Gavin James. Gavin James has got a bit of space to run into. Breaks into the box, plays it inside, still running with it, still going, and in the end Mutton comes across and clears for Redditch. It's out for a Slough throw. Latest scores in the Southern Premier League for you: Banbury 1, Basingstoke 0, Gosport 0, Kings Lynn 2, Hereford 0, Bishop Stortford 0, and Slough 2, Redditch United 1. Those are your latest scores in the Southern Premier League this evening, as we wait for this throw to come in from George Wells, level with the 18-yard box, takes it towards Togwell, gets the ball back, and then finds the ball back out here towards Togwell. Togwell draws the ball in. Manny Williams takes it on his chest, I thought, but the referee says it caught him on the hand, and the referee says it's a free kick to Redditch United on their 18-yard box. And it will be the goalkeeper Ethan Ross that will get the game back underway with this free kick. And again, it's a long kick aimed here towards Fleetwood. Fleetwood does well to flick the ball on. Headed away though well by Hollis. Togwell wins the next header, but only as far as Nisbet. Nisbet's clearance is high in the air. Simpson comes across. Ball hits Fraser, and it's won back here by Page. Page trying to slide the ball in. Good tackle by Josh Jackman, who wins the ball for Slough. And now Warren Harris has it on the far hand side. Guy Hollis comes across and plays the ball up, looking for the run of Manny Williams. Manny Williams turns, keeps the ball in on that far side, plays it in towards Warren Harris. Harris getting past a couple of challenges. Slough may be expecting the referee to pull that back for a free kick, but it isn't, and it's come out of play off a Redditch United player, and it will be a throw to Slough. It's halfway inside the Redditch United half. It'll be Josh Jackman that goes across to take this one and finds Warren Harris in a bit of space. Harris does well to control the ball, but it comes and cleared off by Page. In towards Davey. Davey's ball has come back and been won by Hollis, who plays all the way back towards his goalkeeper, Jack Turner. Turner under pressure from Stuart Fleetwood, plays the ball on. It's well flicked on by Warren Harris. Manny Williams tries to get there, but it's hooked clear by Simpson and comes here towards Page. Page holds the ball up and then finds Salmons. Salmons, nice little pass inside to Jackman. Jackman let the ball run, but unfortunately he didn't realise how close he was to the sideline. It's gone out of play for a throw to Slough. Josh Jackman will take it. And he's just waiting for a bit of movement from the Slough Town players. Just, still not throwing the ball on yet, and just so he goes long, looking for Gavin James. Simpson comes across to chase it down. He's hooked it clear. It's gone straight back out of play, and Slough gain a couple of yards, about 10 yards actually, and then it's a throw to the Rebels, which Josh Jackman will go across to take again. And in fact, Togwell's going to take it, trying to find Jackman. Ball played in towards Warren Harris. Hits him on the chest. It's one back here by Fleetwood. Fleetwood's ball, though, only comes as far as Dobson. And Dobson finds George Wells. Wells chipping the ball in, looking for Gavin James. Just a good ball by George Wells, sorry. James making a run, but it just had a little bit too much on it. And it's well gathered by the Redditch United goalkeeper, Ethan Ross. Played 31.5 minutes. It's Slough Town 2, Redditch United 0. And Ross with this long kick down the field, looking for Dinkley. Dinkley beaten to the ball by Wells, and it falls here towards Dobson. Dobson got Dinkley on his back, plays it back inside towards Fraser. Fraser under pressure from Salmons, holds up well, manages to play the ball back towards the goalkeeper Turner. Turner under pressure from Davey, clears the ball long, and Manny Williams beaten to the ball by Simpson. It hits Jackman and then breaks to Simpson, who plays it out towards Mills, the left back. Here's a little pass inside, flicked on well by Page, finds Davey. Davey running across, spreads it here towards Dinkley. Dinkley cuts inside. Dobson trying to close him down, but Dinkley manages to find Salmons, but Salmons at stretch finds Mullen. It's a good ball in here towards Jackman, feeding on the right hand side. In towards the right back crosser. He just overhits it and Jackman has to play it. Comes off Sean Fraser towards Mutton. Mutton chipping the ball into the box, looking for the run of Davey, but it's well marshalled by Guy Hollis, and the ball goes back towards the goalkeeper, Jack Turner. And Turner just got Davey standing in front of him, but managed to take a long kick for Slough, looking for Warren Harris. Manny Williams on the far hand side. Williams does well to control the ball first touch and finds Josh Jackman. Jackman's chip ball in towards Warren Harris, tricks it on, and it comes off. I thought it would come off Simpson last. It actually come off Warren Harris last, and it's a throw to Redditch United. Taken quickly by Mills, finding Salmons. Salmons turns under pressure and finds Page. Page chipping the ball down the line. It stays in play, but Nisbet comes across for Slough, plays it back towards his goalkeeper under pressure, and Turner hits that into the night air, into the school on the far hand side, and out of play for a throw to Redditch United. And like I say, if you do want to get in contact with us here, you can do. It's on Twitter. It's at MyFC on Rebels Radio. Or if you're listening via the YouTube, there is a comments bit, and you should see a few people having a little chat on there at the moment. Ball flicked on by Salmons in towards Jackman. He heads the ball back here to Mills, and then Salmons comes into the centre to pick the ball up. But under pressure, has to go back towards Mutton. Mutton's ball forward is easily headed away by Nisbet, only as far as Salmons. And his ball finds Mills. Mills in towards Jackman. Redditch having a bit of possession here, but not really getting much out of it here. The ball's here with the centre-back Simpson. Under pressure from Manny Williams. Has to go back towards the goalkeeper Ross. And Slough will happily let Ross have the ball at his feet. And then he launches it long, looking for Fleetwood. Fleetwood trying to flick the ball on. Well won by Jackman for Slough. Togwell then flicks the header on, only as far as Salmons. His ball inside towards Jackman. Togwell trying to win it back, but Togwell is adjudged to have fouled Jackman, and it's a free kick to Redditch United. 7 yards inside the Slough half. Mullen has come charging forwards for this free kick. Jackman is the player standing over it. I just realised we've got two Jackmans on the pitch. My apologies if it gets confusing. Ball played in, looking for Mutton. Mutton does well to win the header. Ball bouncing around towards Page. He can't control it, and it's hooked clear by Nisbet and out for a throw to Redditch United, right by the home dugout. It's around about 30 yards away from the Slough goal, and it's the right back Rosser that's come across to take. Good throw into the box, finding Page. Page trying to turn up against Josh Jackman, And Dobson trying to put a foot in. It's won back by Fraser, but Fraser's ball comes out here to the right back, Rosser. Rosser trying to find Mutton. James with the interception. Ball headed away by Wells. Ball bouncing around. Smashed clear in the end by Nisbet. Manny Williams, the only person up for Slough. Hits him on the shoulder. Comes through towards Mills. And Mills plays it back towards Rosser. And Rosser, under pressure from Gavin James, plays it all the way back to Ethan Ross in the Redditch United goal. And Slough will be happy to let him have the ball for a second. His ball played in. Flicked on towards Fleetwood, who does well to flick the ball on. But Hollis is there for Slough, and it's been kept in well by Warren Harris. And it's broken here towards Manny Williams. Manny Williams is just the goalkeeper to beat. Draws him out, and he hits it straight at him. Ball goes around him, he gets it back in, and it comes off Marcel last. Manny Williams, bit of luck there with the ball forward from Warren Harris. It broke through the defence there. Manny Williams run through. The goalkeeper, Ross, yet again comes to the aid of Redditch United. It's a good one-on-one save. Blocks the ball. It comes and hits Manny Williams on the knee. He keeps it from going out for a throw. Goal kick. Plays it off Mutton, and it's out for a corner to the Rebels. It's going to be Dobson standing over this corner for Slough. It's an in-swinging corner again, and again he goes deep, looking for Manny Williams at the far post. Unfortunately, although he side volleys it, he doesn't get it on target like Mark Nisbet and a couple of Redditch United players just saying to the referee they thought there was a bit of pushing and shoving going on in the box there. And you're going to see the first substitution of the evening for Redditch United. Coming off is Tristan Dinkley. And coming on is number 16, Rimar Murray. Those substitution on 37 minutes. So, sorry, I keep calling him Dinkley. My apologies. It's Dunkley. So it's Tristan Dunkley off, Rimar Murray on. So that's the first substitution for Redditch United. And it'll be Ross to take the goal kick to get this game back underway. Eventually. I think he's waiting for the referee to signal to play the ball, and he plays it long down here, looking for Davey. Davey up against Nisbet. Nisbet wins the header, but only comes as far as Mills. Mills with the ball forwards. And a slip there by two Slough players means that Hollis hooks the ball clear, and Gavin James is in a run here against Marcel. Gavin James gets there. First touch is good, and then it's Mutton again who comes across, and he just takes the ball off the foot of Gavin James, and it's out for another corner to the Rebels. And again, Nisbet and Hollis go forwards. And again, Dobson will be the player taking it. Again, it will be an in-swinging corner from that far-hand side. Dobson just, again, waiting for a signal from Mark Nisbet to where they want this free kick, corner, to be taken. And he plays it in towards the near post. He bounces around, and it's blocked by Salmons. Salmons can bring the ball out here for Redditch United. Travels good 40 yards. George Wells chasing it down. Ball played in here towards Murray. First touch of the ball by him. Plays it back towards Mills. Mills under pressure from Dobson. Chips it down the line. Finds Salmons, who continued his run. He's trying to play the ball in, but it's come through to Hollis, and Hollis under pressure turns. Plays it forwards and finds Manny Williams. Williams holds the ball up well on the far hand side and finds the ball in towards Warren Harris. Harris's ball in towards Manny Williams. He gets it back. Now Warren Harris breaks past the left back into the box, played in towards Dobson. Dobson slips. It's a good challenge in the end by Rimmer Murray, and the ball's been played out only as far as Nisbet. Nisbet finds Sean Fraser. Fraser, 30 yards away from the Redditch United goal, plays a lovely ball into the path of Josh Chapman on the right hand side for Slough. The right back getting forwards, chips the ball in. Marcel gives it away, hits it straight at Warren Harris, who shoots. Ross saves it. A good palm away by the goalkeeper, and then it's played forwards by Murray. Comes through towards Fleetwood. Fleetwood up against Wells. Fleetwood holding the ball up and then goes down and wins a cheap free kick there. But Slough again have forced another good shot, and yet again the Redditch United goalkeeper Ethan Ross is having a very good game. He may have conceded 2, but without him it could well be 5 or 6 here to the Rebels. And the goalkeeper, clad all in purple, having a very good game here, as Slough are continually testing him, and he's forced another good save. And it's him that takes this free kick halfway inside his own half. Long ball down the field, looking for Davey. Headed away well by Nisbet. The ball break here towards Warren Harris. He can head it, and Nisbet gets there first. Ball played over the top. So now looking for a free kick, but the referee says no, and it's out for a throw to Redditch United, which Rosser will take in towards Murray. Murray stripped of the ball by Dobson, but it goes straight out of play for a throw. And Russell will take it 5 yards inside his own half and goes back towards Mutton. Mutton immediately under pressure from Williams. Plays it across past Ross. Ross has played it behind him. It's flicked on well by Salmons, only as far as Nisbet. Nisbet ball forward, finding Gavin James. Gavin James turns. It's tackled by Salmons, and Salmon brings the ball out and finds Page. Page back in towards Josh Jackman. One back by Slough with Gavin James, but the ball broke kindly to Mills and finds Danny Jackman. Danny Jackman with the ball over the top, looking for the run of Page, and Guy Hollis sees that ball out of play for a goal kick. And we'll see if we can give you some latest scores from the Southern Premier League while we wait for this goal kick to be taken. Just trying to find you some latest scores. Yeah, it'll be Jack Turner will take this goal kick for the Rebels. And long ball flicked on well by Gavin James, trying to find Williams, but Mutton's there for Redditch. Plays it up towards Fleetwood. Fleetwood takes it down on his chest, finds Murray, the substitute. Under pressure, back in towards Salmons. Salmons being closed down every time he has the ball. Ball chipped forwards by Rosser, and it's back headed to the goalkeeper by Guy Hollis. And it's an easy take for Jack Turner in the Slough goal. We've got about 3.5 minutes left of the first half here. Slough with this 2-goal lead, and the ball played forward. Looking for Warren Harris, headed away by Mills. Jackman for Slough clears the ball in towards Togwell. Finds Warren Harris, takes it down on his chest, trying to turn, but Mills sticks a leg out and plays it out of play for a throw to Slough, half inside the Redditch half, taken by Josh Jackman, but he's closed down by Page, but he can't keep the ball in. It's gone out of play for another throw to Slough. And Josh Jackman takes the throw in towards Gavin James. Gavin James does really well, turns, runs past a couple of challenges. Got George Wells coming forwards. Played a little bit behind him, but George Wells cuts inside. Still with the ball at his feet, running through. Gets to the edge of the box, still going. The ball breaks kindly to Williams, but it's hooked clear and then finds Salmons for Redditch United. He plays the ball forwards looking for Danny Jackman. But it's one back here by Togwell. And Togwell keeps the ball in and finds Warren Harris with a little pass. In towards Manny Williams. Manny Williams plays it to Warren Harris. Warren Harris breaks down that right-hand side. Mills is there, and the referee brings it back for a foul on Manny Williams. And Slough will have a free kick 30 yards away from the Redditch United goal. Scores are still Banbury United 1, Basingstoke 0, Gosport 0, Kings Lynn 2, Hereford 0, Bishop Stortford 0. Those are your latest scores in the Southern Premier League. So I have this free kick. It's around about 30 yards away from goal. Dobson standing over it. The ball's actually kind of like level in line with the tram line of the penalty box of the 18-yard bit. And it's Slough sent forwards Nisbet and Hollis for this free kick. And Dobson hits it towards the goal, and that's another great save by the Redditch United goalkeeper. It was heading towards the top corner from James Dobson, and Ross gets a good hand to it, pushes it over the top of the bar and out for a corner. And I tell you what, you may have led in 2 goals, but Ethan Ross is having a blinder here this evening, making some really, really good saves. But it's still 2-0 to Slough. It's a corner on the far hand side, which Dobson will take. And again, an in-swinging corner, played into the box. It's headed away, comes to the edge of the box where it's flicked on by Page, only as far as Togwell. Togwell's played it straight back out here towards Dobson. Dobson hits it in first time. It's a great ball, great defended by Mutton. Ball breaks here towards Togwell, played it in, hooked clear in the end by Rosser. Trying to find Davey, but the ball will come through to Josh Chapman. Plays it in immediately. Hollis flicks the ball in, trying to find Gavin James, and Simpson has to come in between Gavin James and Manny Williams to clear the ball for a corner on this near hand side, which Dobson will go across to take. And Slough really trying to get this third goal here to make it a little bit easier for the Rebels. They've had all of the play here in the first half. They're 2-0 up, and we've got about a minute left of normal time. There will be a few minutes injury to Ben Harris, and it will be taken into the far post, headed back by Guy Hollis, but that's an easy catch for Ross in the Redditch United goal. And it's ball. It's Ross still with the ball in his hands here at the moment as he looks to get his team a bit further down the field here. Long kick by him, and 2 minutes of added time to be played on. Togwell trying to win the header in the centre. Comes through here towards Warren House. Flicks the ball forward, trying to find the run of Gavin James. But Mills comes across, hits it straight at Warren House. Gets a second chance to clear, and then finds the ball here towards Page. Page into Davey. Davey running through. Finds here towards Salmon. Salmon's looking to shoot from distance, and he hits it straight at Jack Turner. But it's the first real shot on target that Redditch United have had this evening. And it's an easy claim for Jack Turner in the Slough goal. And he just has the ball still in his hands. And a long kick by him into this night sky. Dobson trying to battle with Mutton. Mutton wins the header, but only as far as Wells. Wells chests it down and then plays the ball forward, looking for Manny Williams. Williams wins a header. Gavin James trying to break in. Simpson with the header back towards his goalkeeper. James looking for a penalty, but the referee is having none of that. And the ball's in the hand of undoubtedly the man of the match in the first half, Ross, whose long kick aimed for Murray, comes off the head of Wells, and it'll be a throw to Redditch by the away dugout. Home dugout, sorry. And it's around about 25 yards away from the Slough goal. It's going to be the right back Rosser that will take this throw. He's just waiting for a bit of movement from his teammates. It's not coming at the moment, and still hasn't taken the throw. And I think people are waiting for us to see how long the referee's going to let him take this throw. And it's a foul throw in the end, but in the end the referee doesn't spot it. Comes off Dobson, and Redditch United have gained a few yards. They're only about 20 yards, 15 yards, 18 yards away from the Slough goal. Quick throw in, finds Salmons. Salmons has the ball, turns, plays it out on the far hand side towards Mills. Mills cuts inside, brings the ball through, still being forced wide by Warren Harris, and then finds Danny Chapman. Danny Chapman the ball inside towards Davey. Davey turns, finds Ashley Summers. The ball played in by him, but it's played through by Nisbet, and that is the half-time whistle here at Arbour Park. Slough with a 2-goal lead, given to them on 8 minutes by Ben Harris, who was forced off with an injury after 20 minutes. The lead doubled by James Dobson on 24 minutes, and it's Slough with a 2-goal lead. But without doubt, the Redditch United goalkeeper Ethan Ross has produced at least 5 or 6 really good top-class saves that have kept the score down here, and Slough really should be out of sight. We will give you the details of the other games in the Southern Premier League for you in a moment. And don't forget that before the next game that comes up for Slough, we do have the funeral of Slough Town legend Super Kev McGoldrick. You can find those details on the Slough Town website, but there will be a wake held from around about 3 o'clock on this Friday here at Arbour Park. So if you can't actually make it down to the funeral, then you can come down to the wake here at Arbour Park from 3 o'clock. And the McGoldrick family have requested that as many people turn up in Slough colours of amber and blue as possible. So we'll give you the scores. Half time, it's Gosport 1, Kings Lynn 3. So Kings Lynn looking to stay top of the table here. There's a cup game between St Neots and St Ives, which is nil. St Ives nil, St Neots 2. I believe that's a Cambridgeshire Cup. And we're just going to see if we can find half time is Banbury United 1, Basingstoke 0 in the Southern Premier League. And I'm just trying to find you the Hereford score, but it's just taking a while to come through. And we'll give you that in a second, but there you go. So if you do want to get in contact with us here, it's Rebels Radio. You can do so via Twitter. It's at MyFC Rebels Radio. And good evening to Rebel, Fitzroy Brown, Baby Boy who's on, and that's now with this 2-goal lead. And it's Slough really should be at least 3 or 4 up. The goalkeeper Ethan Ross having a cracking game for Redditch United in goal. And we'll give you some other scores as well, because there are FA Cup replays going on now. The luxury is the FA Cup. Any FA Cup game from the third round onwards that goes to a replay, part of the pot of the replay goes into a great big fund, and that fund is distributed evenly amongst non-league teams who made the first round proper. So basically all of the replays tonight is Birmingham 0, Huddersfield 0, Rochdale who beat Slough 0, Millwall 0, and Swansea City 3, Notts County 0. All of those replays, there will be a pot from those games taken, and it will go through. So don't forget, we had in the previous round we had Chelsea drawing as well. Spurs have obviously drawn, and they're at home to Newport County tomorrow. So all of that money goes into a big pot, and it's split between the non-league clubs that made the first round proper. And Slough being one of those, they will get a bonus at the end of the season for their cup exploits. Oh, excuse me. So I've run through those were the FA Cup scores that I gave you there. So it's Birmingham 0, Huddersfield 0, Rochdale 0, Millwall 0, Swansea 3, Notts County 0. In the Checker Trade Trophy fourth round, which is very difficult to say, it's Yeovil 1, Fleetwood 1. In Sky Bet League 1, it's Bury 2, AFC Wimbledon 1. Sky Bet League 2, Accrington 1, Swindon 0. In the Build Base FA Trophy third round replays, it's Billericay 2, Harrogate Town 1, Bromley 2, Workington 1, East Thurrock 1, Spennymoor Town 2, Gateshead 1, Maidstone 0, and Stockport County 0, Maidenhead United 0. Just going to see if we can find you some other scores. It's in the Bostik League Premier. It's Lowestoft 2, Enfield Town 0. Enfield Town was where Brad Watkins went off to, and he does start for them this evening, but they're 2-0 down away to Lowestoft. And that's a fair old journey on a Tuesday evening. The other score in that game, in that league, is Wingate and Finchley 1, Tooting and Mitcham 0. And in the Bostik North, Brentwood Town 1, Waltham Abbey 0, Bury 0, Witham 0, Dereham 1, Canby Island 0, Heybridge 1, Norwich United 1, and in the South, it's East Grinstead 0, South Park 2, Hive 0, Herne Bay 1, Shoreham 0, Chipstead 1. Those are your latest scores for you that we found. We're just going to try and find the Hereford score for you. And just bear with me while I try and find that Hereford score for you. Hereford 0, Bishop Stortford 0 is that final score. In the, I believe it's the, there's some kind of cup game which is Kettering 1, AFC Rushtons 2. And we will try and find those scores for you properly in a second. And don't forget, today is the 6th of February, and it's 60 years since the Munich air disaster, and there was a ceremony at Manchester United earlier this today, which was attended by thousands of people. And if you brought me a cup of tea. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, so kind. Cheers. And we'll say this, we've been bought a second cup of tea so far this evening. You alright with drinking my tea? That's okay. So my thanks for everyone who's buying me cups of tea this evening. Good evening to Kathleen Porter, who's the mum of the general manager John Porter. And they're still down in Devon. They came down for to watch Tiverton Slough, and they're still down in Devon. And she says, still in Devon, listening to your commentary. Slough seem happier to be at home, but don't worry, I've got been bought another cup of tea. So thank you all kindly. For it's absolutely freezing night here at Arthur Park. Temperatures around 1 degree, but there's been a good number of fans who've made it out into this cold night air to watch this game, and brave souls that they are will give you some more details as well. So the up and coming games for the Rebels this Saturday, Slough will be at home to Banbury United. It's a 3 o'clock kickoff. Then the following Tuesday, Slough will be away to Biggleswade Town in the Southern Premier League. That's an away match. And then the following Saturday, that's the 17th of February, Slough are away to Kings Langley in the Evo 6 Southern Premier League. So for all of you gentlemen out there who are hoping to get out of Valentine's night, unfortunately for you, Slough will be playing on the 13th. So you will have to try and take out your good partners, and you can't do what I normally do and just say sorry, Slough are playing, and there you go. So it looks like restaurants will be busy on the Wednesday, and it's means that you've got to take your good lady or your good man out, whichever way round it is. I know. So we'll be back with the second half coverage in a couple of minutes. I'm just going to wait to see if someone breaks our table. You're breaking my table. So there you go. So we'll just come back to you with the second half coverage in a couple of minutes. Streaming this event. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the latest edition here from Rebels Radio. We're bringing you all of the action here tonight from this Evo Stick Southern Premier League game between Slough Town and tonight's visitors are Redditch United. Slough, whose form of 10 unbeaten games was ended on Saturday with that 3-0 defeat to Tiverton. Tiverton becoming only the second side in the league so far this season to stop Slough from scoring, and Slough turn their attentions to Redditch United, a side that they have beaten twice away at Redditch in the last two seasons 4-1. But unfortunately, in the 3 games that Slough played at home, 1 here at Holloways Park, 2 at Beaconsfield, Slough have yet to win against Redditch United, so it should be an entertaining game. My name is Aidan. You can join us and contact us via the internet. It's on Twitter. It's at MyFC Rebels Radio. Or if you are listening via the YouTube, you should find there's a little bit of a thing called comments. It comes through and there's like a little general live chat room that you can all go on. And I'll try to give you some shout outs throughout the game. Doesn't matter whether you're a Slough Town fan or a Redditch fan or just someone who just happens to have tuned in by mistake thinking that you were going to get something decent. We'll give you all of the action live. We'll run through the other games in the Southern Premier League night as well. We'll give you the 2 teams as well. Just a couple of things for you, just up and coming games for the Rebels. Slough will be at home again on Saturday the 10th of February, where they will be home to Banbury United. There's a 3 o'clock kickoff. And then the next game on that is Tuesday, away on the 13th of February. Slough will be away to Biggleswade Town. There should be a supporters coach game, but those details will not be confirmed until after tonight's game between Biggleswade United and Biggleswade FC. Then after that, Slough will move away again to Kings Langley on Saturday the 17th of February, and that game is a 3 o'clock kickoff. So those are what's coming up for the Rebels this coming games. We've got a couple of games in the Southern Premier League for you this evening. Banbury United versus Basingstoke, Gosport versus Kings Lynn, and Hereford versus Bishop Stortford. Those are your other games in the Evo Stick Southern Premier League tonight. So Slough will be looking to try to do better than they did on Saturday, where they suffered that 3-0 defeat, 3 second half goals against Tiverton. Good evening to Rebel, who says, hope you're feeling better today. I am feeling a bit better. I've still got a bad cough and sore throat, so it may get a bit creaky sometime during the commentary, but thank you very much for getting into contact. And we'll give you all of the action, give you those teams in a second. And like I say, if you do want to get in contact, you can contact us either on Twitter at MyFC Rebels Radio, or it's on the YouTube chat. A big thank you again to our sponsors, who are myfootballclub.co.uk. You can actually find them on the Pachero site. It's My Football Club, the online football community. They are joint sponsors along with the Slough Town Supporters Trust. And our continued thanks to both of those entities for their continued help in bringing you Gavin James. Your referee this evening is Mr. Moff in about a minute's time, but we'll wait for the referee to bring the two sides out. I know it's because it must be so cold. No one wants to come out for the second half. So there you go. So just waiting for the players to come out. The substitutes are just warming up on the pitch here. The Rebels just starting to come out now. I'll keep you of any substitutions that have happened for either side. I'm just going to wait as they come out here at the moment. And well, accept my apologies there for coughing everywhere, and still not 100% well, but we're getting there. And just going to count the number of Rebels players out there at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right, so for the Rebels, their starting 11 for the second half is Jack Turner in goal. 2 is Josh Jackman. 3, George Wells. 4, Guy Hollis. 5 is the captain, Mark Nisbet. 6 is Lee Togwell. 7, James Dobson. 8 is Sean Fraser. 9, Manny Williams. 11 is Warren Harris. And 18 is Gavin James. Those are your starting 11 for the Rebels. They're just going through a few things just to warm themselves up. No, go away, leave my tea alone. And we'll just wait for the opposition to come out for the second half. They're just coming out now. We'll see if there's any more changes for the Rebels. And Ethan Ross just coming out here, the Redditch United goalkeeper, who's having an extraordinary game. He may have conceded 2 goals, but without doubt been the man behind keeping the score down here for Redditch United. And we're just double checking to make sure that all of their players are coming out for the start of the second half. Just bear with me for a second. Okay, just double check their sides. So they are in goal is Ethan Ross. 2 is Keena Rosser. 3, Jordan Mills. 4 is the captain, Danny Jackman. 5 is Marcel Simpson. 6 is James Mutton. 8, Ashley Salmons. 9, Stuart Fleetwood. 10 is Adam Davey. 11, Adam Page. And 16 is Rimmer Murray. So now we'll have the kickoffs. Now we'll be shooting from left to right for this second half. Just waiting for our referee, Mr. Mike Swift, to get this second half underway. So just waiting for the last of the Redditch players to come out. And the referee just double checking that everyone's ready. And Slough will start the second half with Manny Williams playing it back here towards Wales. Wales immediately playing the ball forwards here towards Warren Harris. Harris with a header ball inside to Williams. Williams just heavy touch, but it's won by Mills, and it's played down here, but one back by Fraser, who runs into Togwell, but going to find Togwell. Ball played forwards here towards Warren Harris. Harris comes down that right hand side. Crosses first time behind Gavin James. Hooked away though by Rosser, only as far as Josh Jackman for Slough, and plays it in towards Warren Harris. Harris does well, turns past Mills, still has the ball, finds Sean Fraser, back out here towards Togwell. Togwell has the ball and chips a little ball into the box. It's Simpson who clears. It only comes as far as Warren Harris, who chips it towards Manny Williams at the back post. It can't beat him, and Murray will have the chance to clear here for Redditch United and brings the ball away on that far hand side, inside towards Jackman, but Salmon has to run to play the ball and plays it back towards the goalkeeper Ross. And Ross is, again, Slough happy to let Ross have the ball at his feet. He just knocks it a couple of yards outside of the penalty box. Plays the ball long, looking here for Murray. Headed away well by Wells, but it goes straight out of play for a throw to Redditch United, just inside the Slough half. Taken quickly by Rosser, in towards Salmons. Gets the ball back, plays it down the line, but it's Wells that plays it here towards Jack Turner, even in the Slough goal, and his ball is flicked on by George Wells, but goes straight out of play for a throw to Redditch United. And for some reason, I think Manny Williams thought the throw was theirs, and just as Slough were going to take the throw, it just I'm just don't think the linesman on that far hand side knew who to give it to, but it is a throw to Redditch United, just inside the Slough half. Taking a long throw here, looking for the run off Page, and Nisbet comes across to play the ball out for a throw to Redditch United. It's level with the Slough 18-yard box. Rosser has come forward to take this throw for Redditch. Gets a bit of distance on his throw into the box. Flicked on by Mutton, but George Wells has to head it away from going out for a corner. Then Dobson plays it down the line, only as far as Salmons. Salmons with the ball into the box. Well headed away, though, by Nisbet. Only as far as Danny Chapman. Danny Chapman plays the ball on the far-hand side, finding Rosser. Good touch by him. It's just being forced a little bit wide. Keeps the ball in on the far. It's starting to snow here to Arbor Park, and George Wells wins the ball, but then loses out to Murray. Murray on the edge of the 18-yard box, chips it in towards Salmons. Salmons plays the ball, headed away by Josh Chapman, comes on the far-hand side to Page. Page inside to Danny Chapman, crosses first time. Dobson's underneath it with the header. Comes back out here as far as Salmons. Salmons ball finds Jordan Mills just inside his own half, trying to find Salmons, but it's won back by Manny Williams. Plays it forward by Togwell, looking for Gavin James. Gavin James gets to the edge of the box. Up against Mills, trying to go past him. Plays it in first time to Manny Williams at the far post. Hooked clear by Simpson. And then it comes out here towards Murray. And Slough are trying to attack it. It's snowing here at Arbor Park. Ball's won back well by Fraser and finds Dobson. Dobson's ball inside here towards Togwell. Togwell being forced wide and plays it here towards Josh Chapman. Josh Chapman the ball inside to Gavin James. People just standing in the way. If you're going to go. Just move out of the way. Ball back by Fraser towards Togwell. Togwell out here towards Nisbet. Nisbet's first time pass in towards George Wells. Wells cuts inside past Rimmer. Plays the ball on the far hand side towards Warren Harris. Plays it at Mills. Ball comes back out and Mills gets a second touch. Plays it out for a throw. And it's a throw to Slough right by the corner flag. And it is actually snowing here at Arbor Park. That's how cold it is here. It's snowing. And Slough will go and let Guy Hollis go and take this throw right by the throw, so it's going to be a long throw into the box for the Rebels as the snow comes a little bit too late for Christmas. Long throw into the box by Hollis, bouncing around, comes off the head of Simpson. Gavin James tries to get it there, hooked clear by Mills, only as far as George Wells. Wells takes a shot from distance, but that's quite wide of the goal and out for a goal kick. So I think it's the first time we've seen it snow here at Arbor Park since the ground opened in August of the previous year, 2016, and it's a good flurry. It's not really settling at the moment though, and it does come across our commentary position as Ross gets the game back underway with this long goal kick. Headed away by Nisbet, ball bouncing around, flicked on by Danny Chapman. Ball comes in, cleared by Josh Chapman, finds Warren Harris. Harris with the ball inside to Togwell. Togwell under pressure from Murray. Finds George Wells. Snow coming down here and hitting our laptop. Ball played in here. Looking for Gavin James. Gavin James is onside. Turns. Plays it here towards Warren Harris who shoots. And it's a third for the Rebels. And his fifth goal of the season goes to Warren Harris. Goal coming on 51 minutes. And a lovely ball over the top by George Wells. Finds Gavin James. Gavin James, Redditch were appealing for offside. Not given. Gavin James controlled the ball well in midair. Turned and played it into the on-rushing Warren Harris, who side-footed it past the defender and the goalkeeper, Ross. And it's Slough with 3 goals here today at Arbor Park. All we need now is for the snow to stop, because you imagine if it gets abandoned for snow. Oh my word. So Slough 3, Redditch United 0. Goal coming in the 51st minute of the game. And Redditch with the kick-off by Fleetwood in towards Salmons. They find Mills under pressure. Chips it forwards, only as far as Josh Chapman. Josh Chapman under a bit of pressure. Chips the ball forwards, looking for Manny Williams, but it's one back by Danny Chapman, but he runs straight into Warren Harris. Ball ricochets though into the path of Salmon, so Salmon sprints it out to the right back, Rosser. Rosser just brings the ball forwards, 15 yards, has to turn, plays it on the far hand side towards Murray. Murray, first time ball back towards Rosser, and Rosser under pressure finds Murray. Murray trying to turn. George Wells wins the ball back, and it finds Manny Williams. Under pressure, Manny Williams manages to dig the ball out here towards Nisbet, and his ball forward is headed away well by Mutton, and the ball on the far hand side now to Rosser, still in a forward position, finds Page, but Page just runs straight into Mark Nisbet, and Nisbet manages just to play a ball out towards Togwell. Togwell finds Josh Chapman. Josh Chapman trying to find Warren Harris. He's having a good game here tonight. It's the right midfielder, ball played forward, looking for the run of Gavin James. Gavin James up against Simpson. Simpson has to come across and play the ball out for a throw to the Rebels. And Slough, with the pace of Gavin James, getting behind the Redditch United back line here this evening, and Josh Chapman comes through as the flurry of snow starts to come down here. We'll call it sleet instead of snow because it's not really settling here at the moment. Josh Chapman goes across to take this throw for Slough. Short throw by him in towards Manny Williams. It's hooked clear in the end by Page, and the ball's headed back by Nisbet. Less by Togwell, and it's Danny Chapman for Redditch United, who plays the pass into the path of Rosser. Rosser with the ball finding Murray. Murray trying to turn and up against James Dobson, but the ball won back by Sean Fraser, battling well in midfield here tonight. And the ball played back here towards Jack Turner, and the Slough goal. Long ball by him, trying to find Warren Harris. Mills heads the ball away, comes here towards Page. Page turns, plays it back towards Simpson. Simpson immediately under pressure from Gavin James, and he plays the ball down. It goes all the way through to Mark Nisbet, and Nisbet just waits for Page to chase him down before finding Jack Turner. Turner, long ball down in this night sky. Wills heads it away, only finds Manny Williams, and Williams can bring the ball here towards Warren Harris, scorer of the third goal. Crosses in first time. Gavin James trying to get there. Mutton with the header away. Danny Chapman heads it towards his own goal, and Ross is there first for Redditch United to get to the ball before the Slough players, and the goalkeeper has the ball in his hands. He also has the snow blowing into his face. Long ball by him down, headed away well by Nisbet. Comes here towards Sabbins, takes down on his chest, trying to find Mutton, but Mutton was under pressure from Manny Williams. Williams wins the ball back here for Slough, and has Dobson on the overlap if he needs him, but plays the ball out here towards Warren Harris. We've seen a lot of the ball in this game on this right hand side, giving Mills a torrid time. Does well to cross in, but Mills defends well, and it's a corner to the Rebels as this flurry of sleet gets heavier here at Arbour Park. And it'll be a corner to Slough. This time Slough are going to let Sean Fraser come across to take this corner. And it'll be an outswinging corner for the Rebels. And Sean Fraser just waiting for the decision. Plays it in short towards Manny Williams. Hits it first time. Again, a great save by Ross. Comes back out here though towards Fraser. Fraser back here towards Williams. Williams chips the ball towards the far post. Goalkeeper comes out. Mutton heads it across his own goal. Warren Harris tries to keep it in. Plays it off Mills for another corner. And again, the Redditch United goalkeeper Ethan Ross produces another great save. And Redditch United will want to pay him a lot of money for tonight's performance. If he's on the save, £10 per save, then he's going to earn a lot of money for tonight, because he is having a blinder. Even though he's 3-0 down, he's at 3 in goals, he has been outstanding for Redditch United this evening. It's another corner to Slough. This time they're going to let James Dobson take this corner, and Dobson whips it towards the far post, headed back across goal by Warren Harris, but it goes wide and is out for a goal kick. And the snow starting just to come into our commentary position here, so we'll get electrocuted in a minute, more than likely. Ross, the goalkeeper, just about to take this goal kick. Hereford have scored. Hereford 1, Bishop Stortford 0. And it's a A long kick here by Ross, flicked on well by Fleetwood, trying to find the run of Murray, but Wells digs the ball out. Oh, it hits Hollis on the back, and Hollis has to recover well to clear the ball long. Trying to find Gavin James. Gavin James takes a touch, trying to run past Simpson. Simpson plays it back towards his goalkeeper, and under pressure, Ross clears and only finds Togwell. Togwell's header finds Warren Harris. Harris lets the ball turn across him, tries to run past Mills, but Mills stands up to him, and the ball comes off him for a throw to Slough, which Josh Jackman of Slough will take in towards Warren Harris. Warren Harris gets a second chance to try and flick the ball on, but it's cleared by Page up towards Davey. Davies touches heavy, and Warren Harris wins it back and finds Dobson, who's just appeared on this near hand side, running across, chips the ball in with his left foot, trying to find Manny Williams, headed on by Murray, only as far as Fraser. Fraser takes a touchdown, trying to play the ball through, but it's come out here towards Page, and he plays it out here towards Fleetwood. Fleetwood turns, trying to go past Guy Hollis, but Fleetwood forgot to take the ball with him, and the ball has gone out of play, and Hollis takes the throw quickly towards Jack Turner in the Slough goal, and the Slough just is easing up a little bit here at Arbour Park. As Turner, long ball down the field, headed away well by Mutton, flicked on by Danny Jackman of Redditch United, but Slough will just let that ball roll all the way through, and Guy Hollis will knock it back towards the goalkeeper. Turner under pressure from Davey, plays a long ball down the field, looking for Warren Harris. Harris and Mills clash, but the ball comes through. Slough looking for a little push in the back on Gavin James. Simpson clears it up into the line, then gets a second chance to volley the ball out of play, much to the delight of the Slough Town fans, who I don't know if they don't think that was skill, but the ball's thrown by Josh Jackman in towards Togwell. Togwell spreads it out towards Fraser. Fraser trying to find George Wells, but Wells with a bit had halted his run, but gets the ball back here from Fraser, turns, crosses with his left foot, trying to find Warren Harris. Harris does well to head the ball in, but Jordan Mills will try to see it out, but he's had to play it because Warren Harris has chased it down, and then Mills chips it straight down the field, looking for Stuart Fleetwood, but it comes to Guy Hollis. Hollis with a tiny ball inside towards Togwell. Tiny ball, what's a tiny ball? Back out here towards Nisbet. Nisbet spreads it towards Wells. Wells chips the ball across to Josh Chapman, who stayed forward for the Rebels, and plays it down to Warren Harris. Harris was offside and let the ball run, and it's gone out for a throw to Redditch United, but quite close to their corner flag, and Jordan Mills is the player that goes across to take it, and he's deep inside his own half here. And he's just quick throw in to find Page. Page being closed down well by Warren Harris, but the ball's been stolen by Gavin James. Gavin James chipping it, it goes to the far post, but Manny Williams are cut inside. Manny Williams will chase that ball to keep the ball in and plays it here towards George Wells. Wells takes a touch and finds Fraser. Fraser looks forward, finds Dobson. Dobson with a sly little ball into the path of Wells. Wells crosses first time. Mutton heads the ball away, comes back out here towards Wells. Wells lets Murray head it, goes out of play for a throw to Slough, and it's 10 yards inside the Redditch half. Taken quickly by Wells and finds Fraser. Fraser will lead the ball into here to Josh Jackman of the Rebels. Two Jackmans on the pitch. Ball faded into James. James flicks it towards Warren Harris. Harris tries to volley it down the line, but it's got too much on it and goes straight out of play for a throw to Redditch. Taken by Mills. Mills under pressure and comes off. I thought it came off Mills last, but the referee said it came off Warren Harris. It's a throw to Redditch United right by the home dugout here. And Mills is under pressure to take this one, plays the ball up into the night sky. Underneath it is Hollis. Snow just easing off well here, but ball comes here towards Davey. Davey takes a touch, good touch, plays it in here towards Murray. Murray, first chance to run at the Slough defence, turns, cuts back inside, ball inside here towards Davey. Davey under pressure though from Slough, and Sean Fraser chases it down, comes out though towards Mills. Mills finds Danny Jackman for Redditch United. He's under pressure, finds Mills on the left back, who's made a bit of space, crosses first time, headed away well by Nisbet. Comes on, flicked on by Manny Williams, and Sean Fraser flicks the next header on, only as far as Danny Chapman. Takes it down on his chest. Plays the ball out here towards Jordan Mills. Mills finds Stuart Fleetwood, who's turned up on the left-hand side. Plays the ball inside, but Guy Hollis reads that one and finds Manny Williams with a good pass into the path of the forward, who can break free down this far-hand side. Got James Dobson on the outside of him and finds Dobson. Dobson looks up, plays the ball in, trying to find Gavin James. Gavin James lets it run across, gets a chance to shoot, and he's just played it wide under pressure from Mills. But a good ball in there by James Dobson on that far hand side, finding Gavin James, and Gavin James turned to just make a little bit of space But unfortunately, good defending by Mills meant the ball goes wide and it's out for a goal kick. We've played 15 minutes of the second half. It's Slough Town 3, Redditch United 0. We'll keep you up to date with the scores from the other games. Just waiting for Ross to come across to take this goal kick, and it's a long kick into the line, looking for Fleetwood. Fleetwood trying to hold the ball up, runs into Hollis, and the two of them have a little bit of a kick on the floor there. And the referee says it's a foul against Fleetwood and then helps Fleetwood up. I think that Guy Hollis just fell on his thigh there. He's just rubbing his thigh. He's got some big old thighs there, Stuart Fleetwood. But Slough have a free kick here. And it's a free kick just inside the Slough half, which Togwell will take. And 61 minutes gone here at Holloways Park, and a minute's applause for Super Kev McGoldrick rings out around the ground. As the ball's played through here towards Manny Williams. Williams can't control it. The ball though finds James Dobson. Dobson being forced across. Plays it here towards Gavin James. Gavin James holds it. Trying to find James Dobson, but Warren Harris has to clear, but he's played it all the way back here towards Guy Hollis. Finds Josh Chapman. Josh Chapman for Slough inside to Togwell. Togwell being closed down by Stuart Fleetwood, but Togwell managed to get there first and finds Mark Nisbet in towards Fraser. Fraser just inside his own half. Plays a little ball out to George Wells. George Wells finds Dobson. Dobson trying to turn, runs straight into Mutton, and the ball breaks kindly here for Page. Page trying to find Fleetwood. It's hooked clear by Hollis. It's got a bit too much on it and runs through to the goalkeeper Ross, who just rolls the ball to the edge of his area and plays it long here, looking for Page on this near hand side. Comes off the head of Josh Chapman last. It's a throw to Redditch United. Mills takes it quickly, trying to find Page. Page under pressure from two Slough players. Holds the ball up well, wins a free kick for his efforts. And the snow suddenly got heavier here again to Holloways Park, and it's a free kick to Redditch United, 35 yards away from goal. Salmons is the player standing over this free kick for the Reds. And drills it to the far hand side, looking for Mutton. Mutton's header goes goalwards. It's headed away by Wells. Ball bouncing around. Page actually heads it the wrong way round. Fraser gets a head to it and just gets caught in the face there, and it's a free kick to the Rebels. The referee will just go to see if Fraser's okay, and he's not going to need any assistance. Fraser's fine. He just got a little kick to the face there. Nothing too much. Sean's still got his good look, so those are the main things. But Fraser's fine. He's back into his position already. Hereford have gone 2-0 up. And ball flicked on by Warren Harris, finding Gavin James. Gavin James up against Simpson. Simpson has to come across and slide tackle and put the ball out for a throw to Slough right by the corner flag. And Josh Jackman of Slough will go to take the throw for the Rebels. Right by the corner flag here. He's just going to wait for a bit of movement. Comes from Gavin James. Holds the ball up, just loses out and finds the ball here back towards Josh Chapman. Josh Chapman running across. Still has the ball. Still going past Danny Chapman. Finds Dobson. Dobson gets caught by Danny Chapman. This is very confusing. Gets caught by Danny Chapman. It's a free kick. Josh Chapman's injured at the moment. Just got caught on the ankle. And we're just going to see if Josh Chapman needs treatment. Looks like he's going to be fine, and Slough have a free kick. It's a good position here. It's around about 25 yards away from goal, and it's level with the tram line or the 6-yard box of the penalty area. Standing over it is James Dobson. There's a 4-man wall for Redditch United. Goalkeeper just making sure that everyone's in position, but it's James Dobson standing over this free kick for Slough. Hits it with power, hits the ball, and it comes off Fleetwood, and it's been kept in on the far hand side by Rosser, but he can't actually keep it in. And did it go for a corner, or has it gone for a throw? Just can't see what the referee is to see. It's a throw to the Rebels in the far hand side, right by the corner flag, and they're going to let Sean Fraser. No, they're going to let George Wells take it. They're going to someone's going to take it in a minute. Don't worry, we'll get there. George Wells with the throw in towards Warren Harris, back towards Wells. Wells with a bit of chance to cross the ball in. Manny Williams trying to get there, but Ross climbs high and grabs the ball as the snow has started to clear up a little bit here. It's sleet, really. We say snow because we'll get excited. Ball by Ross is hit Josh Jackman and goes all the way back towards Ross in the Redditch United. It's very confusing tonight. And Ross plays the long ball down, looking for Murray. Murray heads the ball on well, finding Davey. Davey holds it up on that far-hand side, plays a little ball in here towards Salmon. Salmon has a chance to run, twists it out on the far-hand side here towards Mills, the left-back, who's come forwards. And on the far-hand side, he's got Page. Page here up against Josh Chapman. Page does well, runs past a couple, little slide ball in. Hollis gets a touch to it. Then Nisbet clears for the Rebels, manages to find Gavin James. Gavin James with a ball towards Manny Williams. Manny Williams chipping the ball forward, looking for a run of Gavin James. Gavin James has stopped his run, and Mutton goes back towards the goalkeeper, Ross. And Slough will happily let him play the ball out here towards Salmon, who's come deep to play the ball out, looking for Murray, but unfortunately Murray would have to be about 9'7" to reach that, and he's not. It's gone out of play for a throw to the Rebels. And don't forget Slough, after 20, almost halfway through the second half, Slough with a 3-goal lead here at the moment. Ball played forwards, and it's come off the head of Ross last. It's out for a throw to Slough, halfway inside the Redditch United half, taken quickly by Manny Williams towards Sean Fraser. Finds Dobson back here towards Wells. Wells chipping the ball forward for the run of Gavin James. Gavin James is on side. He's got Warren Harris at the back post if he needs him. Crossed in, headed away well by Mills. Breaks to the edge of the box. Fraser gets a touch to it. In towards Togwell. Togwell finds Josh Jackman of Slough. Jackman trying to knock the ball past here for Warren Harris. Harris crosses first time, hits Mills and goes out of play for a throw. Just stand there. I can't see. Ball played for. I couldn't see what's going on. People standing in the way. Ball played forwards, and Gabby Jones missed. That's all I can tell you from that. And there you go. So there we go. We get back to some commentary now. We can see. It's going to be a goal kick for Redditch United. And Slough just warming up a couple of substitutes. And Ross with the goal kick. It's come off the head of Mills, kept in by Page, but Slough win the ball back with Josh Chapman. Togwell wins the header, flicked on by Josh Chapman, looking for the run of Manny Williams. Williams in a foot race here against Mutton. Mutton comes across and clears, and it's gone out of play for a throw to the Rebels. And Slough warming up a couple of players. Looks like Nathan Smart will be the player to come on for Slough. And Josh Jackman will take this throw for the Rebels. Finds Manny Williams. Williams trying to find Togwell. Togwell gets there first. Manages to spray the ball out here towards Josh Jackman. Josh Jackman up against Page. Jackman crosses first time. And it's an easy clasp there for the goalkeeper, Ross. He looks to try and get Redditch on the attack. But again, his ball is too far. And Mark Nisbet has gone down for the Rebels, which is why I think that Nathan Smart could possibly be coming on. Nisbet has had a slight injury niggle, and he's just gone down at the moment with a stretch injury. Looks like he's stretched his calf or his hamstring, and there's a stoppage in place. While there's a stoppage in place, let's see what your messages are as well, just to see who's listening to what you've been chatting about. Good evening to Fitzroy Brown, Rebel. You're just having a conversation amongst yourselves. And there you go. So it's going to be a substitution, and it is Mark Nisbet coming off. Slough not taking any precautions. Nathan Smart coming on 69 minutes. And Nisbet's able to walk off with his own accord there. And Nisbet makes his way off to a warm reception from the Rebel fans in this West Stand, and just clapping the fans behind the goal as he come off. It just seems to be a precautionary substitution here for the Rebels, and it looks like Nathan Smart will go straight in to partner Guy Hollis at centre back. We've played roughly coming up to 25 minutes of this second half. And it is Nathan Smart who goes in to partner Hollis as centre-back for the Rebels. It's a throw, though, on the far-hand side for Slough with George Wells. And finding Gavin James, but Gavin James set to stoop and head the ball. It's gone straight out of play for a Redditch United throw, which Rosser will take. He's just waiting for a bit of movement. Movement comes from Mutton, and Mutton plays it across the 18-yard box towards the goalkeeper, Ross. Slough are happy to let him have the ball at the moment. And then Ross plays a lovely long ball down the field, looking for Fleetwood. Fleetwood can't head it on. It comes off the head of Wells, but volleyed clear by Guy Hollis. Straight out of play, though, for a throw to Redditch United. And it'll be about 10 yards inside their own half. And we'll see if we can... Stephen Roach's favourite player has just come onto the pitch. And the ball's here with Mutton. Mutton with a long clearance down the field. Comes off the head of Hollis. Goes the wrong way. And Nathan Smart's first touch is to hook the ball away. Manny Williams wins the header against Simpson and finds Warren Harris. Harris coming down this right-hand side. Danny Chapman comes across for Redditch United, but he finds Williams in towards Josh Chapman. Josh Chapman with the ball inside towards Fraser. Fraser takes a touch. Trying to find Warren Harris, but it's got too much on it and runs out of play for a goal kick. It's still Banbury 1, Basingstoke 0. Hereford are 2-0 up against Bishop Stortford. We will try and find you the other score, which was Gosport versus Kings Lynn. And we'll try and find it. My hands are... It's so cold here. My hands are freezing. Ross to take this goal kick for Redditch United. And... it's a long kick in the air. Underneath it is Sean Fraser. Flicked on by Manny Williams towards Warren Harris. So he played back in towards Manny Williams. Williams turns, holds the ball up well. And Josh Chapman plays it back towards Smart. Smart closed down by Davey, but the ball comes off Davey last and goes out of play for a throw. And the people in the crowd just taking their time to get the ball back here. And it's a throw to the Rebels. And Josh Chapman to take this throw for Slough. Finds Togwell. Togwell now captain for the Rebels. Ball played in by Danny Chapman. Ball flicked into the air. This time Nathan Smart clears for Slough. Headed on by Gavin James. Trying to find Manny Williams. Cross comes Rosser, but the ball will find Fraser. Fraser trying to find it back in towards Williams. Williams takes a touch. Plays it to George Wells instead of Dobson, but Dobson's continued his run and picks the ball up on this far hand side. Cuts inside and plays the ball towards Wells. Wells plays it back down the line, but Rumer Murray gets a touch to it. Goes out of play for a throw to Slough, halfway inside the Redditch half, and Slough will leave it for George Wells to take. He finds finds Fraser back towards Wells. Headed on though by Salmons, only as far as Fraser, who wins the ball back for Slough and finds Smart. Smart takes a heavy touch and Fleetwood chases it down, but it goes through to Turner, and Turner's ball played forwards just too high for George Wells to keep the ball in, and goes out of play for a throw to Redditch United. And it'll be the right back Rosser that will take this halfway inside his own half. It's got about 17 minutes left of this second half. Ball here with Mutton. Mutton's ball forwards, headed well by Hollis, but it comes out here towards Davey. Finds Page. Page trying to find Mills on the overlap. Mills hits it straight at Josh Chapman. Ball comes back out towards Mills. Mills turns, finds Danny Chapman. Danny Chapman chips the ball forwards, but it's volleyed clear by Nathan Smart. The ball will go all the way out of play for a throw to Redditch United here, just a few feet inside the Redditch United half. And Mills has come across to take this throw for Redditch. Again, not much of an option for him coming from his fellow players. Looks for Fleetwood. Fleetwood trying to hold the ball up. Does well to keep the ball. Then tries to flick the ball on. Looking for the run of Murray. Hollis has to come across to clear. And it's volley clear in the end by Wells. Not the best of clearances by Slough. And it's gone out of play for a throw to Redditch United. Around about 6 or 7 yards away from the corner flag. Mills has come across to take it for Redditch. And it's a quick throw in towards Fleetwood. Fleetwood trying to hold the ball up. Fleetwood wins a free kick for a foul by Josh Chapman there. And it's on the side of the penalty area, left with the 6-yard box, roughly 10 yards away from the sideline. Coming across to take it is Ashley Salmons. And going forwards for Redditch United are the two centre-backs, Simpson and Mutton. And it's Salmons to take this. Now just been told to move their wall back 10 yards by the referee. We've got a double substitution for Redditch. Coming on is 15 is Goran Stairs, and coming on is 17 is Louis Eswizi, and coming off are 10 Adam Davey and 2 Kina Rosa. So those double substitution is Goran Stairs and Louis Eswi, coming on for Rossa and Davey. The free kick about to come in from Salmons goes towards the back post, headed away well by Hollis. The ball still in play, and it'll be kept in on the far hand side by Murray. Crosses the ball in, ball bouncing around in the penalty area, headed away and then hooked clear by Slough, only as far as Mills. Every player in the Slough half apart from the Redditch United goalkeeper comes out here towards the substitute stairs, plays the ball in. Warren Harris intercepts and it finds Josh Chapman, whose ball forward is a bit early as there's no one forward for Slough. Ross, the goalkeeper, plays the ball back in. Chapman comes in and wins the header, but the ball will find Jordan Mills. Huck does well to cut inside past Warren Harris. Plays the ball inside now to Salmons inside the centre circle. Ball played out looking for Murray. Hits Murray on the back of the head. He manages to keep the ball in on that far hand side and finds Ezwi. Ball played in here to looking for Page, but Nathan Smart's there to clear for the Rebels, and it's out of play for a throw to Redditch United, about 20 yards away from the Slough goal. And taken quickly towards Salmons from Murray, in towards Murray, gets the ball back, 1-2 with Page. Murray crosses in, takes a deflection. Warren Harris can't get there, slips. Ball comes through to Jordan Mills, who can keep the ball in. Trying to play it in, makes a bit of space, crosses first time. Hollis heads the ball away here. Ball comes out as far as Salmons. Salmons plays it in towards Murray. Murray is bundled over by James Dobson. It's a soft free kick. Dobson has just tweaked his hamstring. He seems to be okay, but it's a free kick to Redditch United. And Danny Jackman, the captain, will go across to take this free kick for Redditch. Looks like he's going to swing the ball into the box. We've got about 13 minutes of normal time added on to play. Sorry, 30 minutes plus added on time to play. Jackman to take this free kick for Redditch United. Redditch just putting a few bodies inside the box here. Jackman takes it with a bit of pace. Goes through. Oh, and it's just gone wide of the goal. It was flicked on in the end by Adam Page. And Turner watched the ball go wide of his goal and out for a goal kick. So while Turner goes to get the ball, let's see if we can find you some latest scores. What we've done here. And let's see what we can find for you as we wait for Turner to take this goal kick for Slough. And Turner just waiting for Slough to get into position. And takes a long kick here, aimed towards Dobson. Dobson up against River. Dobson lets the ball run through. Comes through here towards Gavin James. Gavin James keeps the ball in on that far hand side. Turns. Holds the ball up well. Runs across. Still has the ball. Finds Fraser. Fraser immediately finds Josh Chapman. Josh Chapman's first time ball towards Warren Harris. He's having a good game down this right hand side tonight. Up against Simpson. Plays the ball back in towards Josh Chapman. Takes a touch. Crosses first time. Gavin James trying to flick the ball. It comes to Manny Williams first time. And he side foots it just wide of the goal. Past the goalkeeper. He tried to just pass it into the net. It just had a little bit too much on it. And it just went wide of the goal. And it's out for a goal kick. And Ross goes across to take this goal kick. We'll see if we can find you some scores for you in the League Cup. It's a quarter final of the League Cup. It's Hayes. Looks like it's Hayes and Yedding 5, Marlow 1. Looks like Harrison Jilts is going to come on. Ball played forwards here towards Fleetwood. Fleetwood does well. Flicks the ball on to Page. Page trying to run at goal. And Togwell comes across. The ball's cleared by Smart. Comes off the head of Mutton last. Ball bouncing up. Poor touch. Played in towards Fraser. Finds Warren Harris. Harris with the ball in towards Gavin James. Turns. Holds the ball up. And forced wide, but plays it in towards Togwell. Togwell chased by Danny Chapman. Under pressure. Has to go all the way back to Nathan Smart. Smart will go back towards his goalkeeper. And it's chased down by Iswizzy, but played forwards by Slough. Looking for Manny Williams. Mutton with the header away. Comes out here towards Togwell. Togwell gets there first and finds Warren Harris. Harris with a ball in towards Josh Chapman. Chapman plays it down the line, looking for the run of Gavin James. And James holds the ball up well by the corner flag. Facing Mutton, trying to turn and get a bit of space. Oh, so he goes past him once. Crosses first time. Headed away. Comes out here towards Togwell, but Togwell can't get there. It came to Chapman, but the ball's cleared only as far as Wells. Wells running through. Trying to play a little 1-2. Simpson gets a foot in the way. And it's come out here on the far hand side towards Murray. Murray turns inside towards Salmons. Salmons can turn and keep hold of the ball. Trying to spread it on the far hand side to Fleetwood. Fleetwood up against Josh Chapman. Fleetwood will get there first on this left-hand side, up against Josh Chapman, chips it towards the far post. It's going to be an easy clearance for Guy Hollis here, who finds James Dobson on the far-hand side. Dobson just holds the ball up and finds George Wells. Wells goes all the way back towards the goalkeeper, Turner. 10 minutes of the game, less than 10 minutes of the game to go, plus whatever's added on. Ball play forward for Warren Harris. Harris does well to win the header, finds Gavin James. Gavin James played it back here towards Josh Chapman. Chapman being urged to go forwards, finds Togwell. Togwell the ball in towards Manny Williams. Williams trying to play it in towards Warren Harris. It was a good run by Warren Harris. It just got a little bit too much on it and goes through to Ross in the Redditch United goal. 10 minutes of the game left to go. It's Slough 3, Redditch United 0. And Ross just rolls the ball 10 feet outside of his box, looking for Stuart Fleetwood. It's headed away by Nathan Smart. Comes here towards Manny Williams. Williams gets caught, and the ball played forwards, but the referee not too interested. But Manny Williams has gone clattering into the fencing around the side of the pitch here. It's now temporarily down to 10 men. Ball played forwards, and there's a foul by Guy Hollis on Eswi. And it's a free kick. Manny Williams still getting some treatment down here. And it's a substitution for the Rebels. Manny Williams is coming off after that collision with the side. Coming on is Harrison Jukes. So Manny Williams has played well tonight. Hasn't scored, but he's been substituted after falling into the metal fencing here. He just gets a good round of applause. It's a free kick here though to Redditch United, 35 yards away from goal. Standing over it is the Redditch United captain Danny Chapman. Harrison Jokes just coming into position, and Chapman will take this free kick for Redditch United. Whips the ball into the box, it's bouncing around, hits George Wells, comes out here towards Salmon. Salmons can turn, trying to get a cross back in. He's being tracked by Togwell. Togwell chases him into the corner, back out here towards Murray. Murray's ball into the box, and a stretch by Fraser clears the ball, and it's gone straight out of play for a throw to Redditch United, taken quickly by Murray, finding Danny Chapman. Under pressure, Danny Chapman loses the ball. It's won back here by Togwell. Finds Jukes. Jukes with a chance to run at the Redditch United defence. Just loses the ball there to the substitute Stairs, and it comes off a Redditch United player last, and is out for a throw to Slough on the far hand side, halfway inside the Redditch United half. It'll be George Wells that goes across to take this throw, and he's going to try and find Jukes. Jukes makes a bit of space for himself here up against Stairs. Stairs gets a touch of the ball, and it came off Jukes last, and is out for a throw to Redditch right by the corner flag on the far hand side of the corner there. And it's going to be left here for Stairs to go across to take this throw, who seems to have filled in as right back here for Redditch United. His throw is headed away well by Wells, trying to find Gavin James. It's cleared only as far as Salmons. He can play it across the pitch here towards Mills. Mills has plenty of space to bring the ball forwards. Warren Harris trying to close him down, but the ball back here towards Captain Chapman for Redditch United. Ball play forward to Eswi, manages to find it here towards Mills. Back towards Danny Chapman of Redditch United. Ball played in towards Page. Page forced away from the goal, finds Danny Chapman, who just flicks the ball out, and it comes out on the far hand side to Stairs. Stairs can bring the ball forwards here for Redditch United. Travels about 15 yards and chips the ball in, looking for the run of Mills. Headed away well by Nathan Smart. Togwell gets a second header and then volley cleared by Warren Harris, but headed away by Mutton. Fraser with a header finds Jukes. Jukes in towards Togwell. Togwell with a ball over the top, trying to find James Dobson. Dobson keeps the ball in on that far hand side. Crosses first time, looking for Gavin James, and it doesn't need to, because Mutton has scored an own goal. It's Slough 4, Redditch United 0, and that is the first own goal that has been given to Slough this season, and has been scored by Mutton from Redditch United. The ball played in early by James Dobson, and the ball would have come through to Gavin James. Mutton got there, but it just bounced into the bottom corner. The goalkeeper Ross had no chance, and that goal coming on 85 minutes. So 5 minutes left, plus what the referee will add on here at Arbor Park. The snow has stopped, and it's taken the kick-off here by Chapman in towards Stairs. Stairs can bring the ball forward here for Redditch United. Back though towards Mutton. And Mutton across towards Simpson. Simpson back towards Mutton. Redditch happy to keep the ball here and maybe keep the score down. Ball played across towards Stairs. Stairs comes forwards 10 yards. Just being forced wide by Harris and Gilks, and it goes back towards Danny Chapman, who's appearing everywhere on this pitch at the moment. And he plays the ball here towards Mutton. Mutton finds Simpson. Simpson with the ball, just waiting for someone to make a run for him. Page makes a run, but he finds Page, and it's Page holding the ball up, turns 40 yards away from goal, running with the ball at his feet, plays it out here towards Salmon. Salmon's being forced wide by Togwell, chips the ball forward looking for Murray, headed away well by George Wells, and it finds James Dobson. Dobson with a chance to play the ball quickly, trying to find Gavin James. Mutton heads the ball away and finds Page, but then a little back heel flick by Hollis finds Josh Chapman for the Rebels, who in turns finds Warren Harris, and Harris finds Nathan Smart. Smart playing centre back, plays the ball forward looking for the run of Warren Harris. It's a mistake by Rimmer Murray, played in towards Gilks. Gilks finds Gavin James trying to get a fifth. It's blocked by Mount and goes out for a corner. And the goalkeeper just has a go at Murray there, saying that he should have cleared it earlier. And it's a corner to the Rebels. Dobson goes on the far hand side to take this corner. Slough not too worried about spending too many men forwards for this corner, but it'll be an outswinging corner for the Rebels. Dobson's going across to take it. Nathan Smart has gone forwards for Slough, and it's the hokey cokey routine for the Rebels. Played in, Gavin James right side, he just heads it over the top of the bar, and that was so nearly a fifth to the Rebels, but just a little bit over the top, and it's out for a goal kick. So we've got around about 3 minutes left, plus whatever the referee adds on. We had that an injury before, so maybe a couple of minutes to add on here. And it's Ross to take this goal kick for Slough. Slough 4, Redditch 0 is the score. And it's Ross that takes this goal kick, long kick into the night air, headed away well by Hollis, finds Gavin James, holds the ball up well, trying to find Warren Harris, but Mills comes across for Redditch United and holds the ball up well, finds Danny Jackman of Redditch United. Gavin James closing him down, and Danny Jackman still has the ball, just plays it straight out of play, and it's a throw to Slough. We'll right, we'll just wait for the... So the attendance here is 375, and the man of the match is Warren Harris, as Gilks tries to burst down this near hand side but can't keep the ball in play. So Warren Harris named man of the match. The attendance here tonight 375, and those hardy souls that have braved this cold evening have seen Slough score 4 goals, and in theory they could have had a few more, but it's still 4-0 as we've got about a minute and a half of normal time to play. Mills to take this throw for Redditch, finds Danny Chapman, chased down by Gilks. The ball comes through here towards, and Matt Lynch has been given the task of indicating the number of added on minutes, and it's much to the amusement of the Slough fans, and 3 minutes of added time here. Matt Lynch has finally found his position in the team. He's the operator of the subs board. We wait for this free kick to come in from Ross. Hereford still 2-0 up. As Ross takes his free kick halfway inside his own half. Long ball down the field, looking for Fleetwood, headed away by Smart. Comes through to Danny Chapman, who heads it on, and it's kept in by Mills. Headed away by Josh Chapman. The ball bounces in. Fraser wins it and finds Togwell. Ball volleyed clear by Hollis. Gavin James will chase this one down this near hand side. Mutton chases it as well. Chapman can't get there. James can't get there, and it's Mutton who just clears the ball out for a throw to the Rebels. We're just waiting for a ball to come in. And Warren Harris takes the throw quickly towards Josh Chapman. Gets the ball back. Warren Harris just cuts past the challenger Fleetwood. Finds Harrison Gilks. Ball back out to Togwell. Togwell's ball all the way across to George Wells. And Slough keeping the ball here. Hollis goes all the way back to the goalkeeper Turner. And Turner under pressure just plays the ball down, looking for Warren Harris. Mills does well to defensive header, comes through to Danny Chapman, being forced wide by Togwell, plays it down. Fleetwood flick in, but it comes as far as Fraser. Fraser back out here towards George Wells. And Wells brings the ball forwards in towards Jilks. Jilks central position in towards Togwell. Finds Josh Chapman. Josh Chapman coming down his right hand side. Got a chance to play it in towards Warren Harris. Harris chips the ball into the box. Gavin James gets there and it's a good header, but it's well saved by Ethan Ross in the Redditch United goal. And he may have conceded 4, but he's had a good game this evening. And Gavin James looking for that goal on his 50th appearance for the Rebels. Ball played forward by Ross towards Fleetwood. Fleetwood can't keep the ball in, and it's gone out of play for a throw to the Rebels. Warren Harris will leave it for Josh Chapman to take. We've got about 2 minutes of added time to play. Long throw by Josh Chapman finds Gavin James. Gavin James keeps the ball in and finds Warren Harris. Harris going to go past Mills, but it comes off Mills last. It's a throw to Slough. Josh Chapman will come across to take it for Slough. And Jilks makes a bit of movement, but he finds Gavin James on the edge of the box. Gavin James turns, holds the ball up. Oh, a lovely little tricky into the path of Harris and Jilks. Jilks plays it in towards Josh Chapman. Chapman pushed off the ball by Stuart Fleetwood, and it'll be a free kick to the Rebels. And Fleetwood goes to the linesman and says, "What did I do?" And just a silly little foul to give away. And it has stopped snowing here at Arbour Park. So now have a free kick around about 10 yards from the side and 10 yards roughly from the byline. And James Dobson and Harrison Jilks are standing over it. And they play it into the corner towards Harrison Jilks. Jilks holds it back up towards Dobson. Dobson looks to cross, first time. Ball come in from Ross. He drops the ball but manages to catch it at the second attempt and keeps hold of the ball here at inside his box. And Ross just rolls the ball down the field, and it comes here towards the substitute stairs. He loses the ball to Hollis, and Hollis finds Togwell. Togwell in towards Dobson. Dobson cuts inside, still has the ball. Only got Gavin James in front of him. Plays it down the line for Gavin James to chase. James will get there before Mutton. Gavin James, little trick, keeps hold of the ball, breaks into the edge of the box, gets fouled, and it's another free kick to the Rebels on the edge of the 18-yard sideline there, and it's well won by Gavin James, who's playing well and is returned to the lineup. Just having a bit of problems with the headphones here, so it's a bit cold, trying to get me ears covered. And it's a free kick, and again Jilks and Dobson standing over this one. They play it back here towards Dobson, hits it in with some power, and Ross dives on it. That is near post, and that will be the end of the game here. Slough have won 4-0 here against Redditch United. Goals in the first half from Ben Harris after 8 minutes and James Dobson after 24. And in the second half, Warren Harris scored on 51 minutes, and an own goal by James Madden on 85 means that Slough have won here tonight 4-0. This is their first victory at home against Redditch United, and it's a victory that could, without the performance of the Redditch United goalkeeper Ethan Ross, could have been a lot more. He made some outstanding saves in that first half, and it's finished Slough 4, Redditch United 0. So please bear in mind, just got a there's 4 minutes of added time going on at Banbury United. It's Banbury 1, Basingstoke 1. Kings Lynn have scored 7 at Gosport, and so that's not good news for the so the players. Just getting a warm round of applause here as they've come through. The Biggleswade game has gone to penalty, so that will be completed tonight. So the game will definitely be on next Tuesday away to Biggleswade. And the Slough fans just clapping the Rebels players off here. But Slough have won 4-0, and it's a good victory by the Rebels. It could have been a lot more, but they'll be happy with the result of 4-0, and they'll move on to Saturday, where they will play Banbury United. We're just going to see if we can find the score from that Banbury United game for you. and I haven't got a clue what's going on in the. But apparently it says here, Marlow score a penalty in stoppage time. 6-5 is the score between Hazen, Yedding and Marlow in the League Cup quarter-final. So we thought we'd still goals tonight. Stockport County 2, Maidenhead 2 means that game goes into extra time in the Bill Base FA Trophy. We're just waiting to see if we can get the final scores from the Southern Premier League for you. It's still going on, but there you go. We'll see if we can find that for you. Thank you all for listening and your comments through on the comment section to Rebel Baby Boy, Luke Holship, Fitzroy Brown, Peter Jewell was on there, Ian's on there as well. Thank you all for your kind words. We'll be back on Saturday, where it will be Banbury United who come here to Arbour Park. We're just going to see if we can give you those last couple of goals from the Evo Stick Southern Premier League. The full times obviously haven't come through. There's still added time on at Hereford. So up for next for the Rebels will be Banbury on Saturday. But before that, obviously, is the funeral. And that will be next is the funeral of Super Kev McGoldrick. Takes place on Friday. This Friday. If you are going to please have a look at the Slough Town website for all the details. But please be aware that the wake will be here at Arbour Park from 3 o'clock onwards. So hopefully we'll see a few of you there, and please do come in Slough Town colours. So until then, we'll be back on Saturday for the game against Banbury United. So until then, thank you all for listening. Enjoy the rest of your evening. It stops snowing here now at Arbour Park, so we can all relax. So thank you very much for everything, and we'll be back on Saturday afternoon. So until then, enjoy the rest of your week. Thank you.